Alright, hello everyone. Happy 2023. 2023, 2023. Happy New Year. I hope everyone's had a great start of their year today. Today I've barely slept like more than 6 hours. So that's fine, but I wanted to do this little stream. Well, not little, it's going to be like probably 3 hours, more or less. Because I intend to finish up the last trial. Well, no, it's not the last trial, but it's the half point of the game. But yeah, let me just quickly switch into the game. Oh, I think I didn't do the transitions properly, so it's going to be a bit laggy. Hold up, let me just get rid of the music first. There we go. And it's going very wonkily. Yeah, that's what happens when I don't let the transitions play properly first before opening stream. They are like very laggy. Look who we have here. Welcome in, CPC Gamer. How are you doing? Let me check the volume real quick. I think that should be good. Yeah, I think that should be perfectly fine. How are you doing? How was the start of your... well, of the year, basically? I hope it was nice. So today, let's see if we can finish up. Oh wait, we need to like load the other file. Hold up. Okay, let me just load that up real quick. There we go. But yeah, I hope you had a great start of your year. I think mine was pretty okay. Far better than last year's, at least. Alright, so let me just quickly get a sip of water. And I'll get into position for the voices. So, this is the article in question, is it? The small box deposited with a pawnbroker by Mr. McGilded 2 months ago. And on the night of Mr. Windybank's murder, the only item on the shelves that was touched by whoever broke into the shop. Quick! Let's open it and see what's inside! Oh, that was like way too loud for me. Oh? It's a music box. I knew it. Good gracious, this is no ordinary box, it seems. Wow. Although in truth, I had an inkling that might be the case. It would appear that the box houses a miniature music box movement. Oh, he's not happy with that. And is it too much to expect? I think it would be reasonable to assume that it is a device for the playback of this disc, my lord. Oh boy. So, here we have the means to play back Mr. McGilded's disc, deposited at Windybanks at much the same time. Not strictly correct, my lord. It was not McGilded's disc. It was the disc of his victim in the omnibus. But why, for heaven's sake? Are we to understand that the brickmaker was trying to sell this music box disc to Mr. McGilded? I wonder what was going on with the disc. Like maybe it has like some weird message inside or something when you play it. Also, thank you for the lurk in Pilgrim Woodland. I hope you had a fantastic beginning of your year and enjoy the lurk, my friend. I believe the answer will become clear if we listen to the music on the disc, my lord. Yes, very well. Let the court now listen to this curious disc at last. Wait, my lord. Good grief, what is the meaning of this, Inspector? The music box and the disc here, well, they're not related to the case. No need to spoil the somber atmosphere in the car room with some silly bit of music. This disc may very well be... This disc may very well have motivated the culprit, in this case to commit murder. This is a word used to refer to the idea, place, or thing just mentioned, Your Honor. Yeah, indeed. Clearly, there's every chance that it's fundamentally important to understanding what happened. The prosecution has no objection. But now, that piece of evidence is police property and... Clearly, Scotland Yard has some vested interest here. But it is policy of this prosecutor to leave no avenues unexplored. And you, Inspector, have no jurisdiction here to prevent that from happening. Ah! Poor Gregson, he's just doing his job. No further delays, please. Play the disc. What on earth? That's certainly not what I would call music. Wait, is it Morse code? Oh, I think it's Morse code. No. It's just the same note playing over and over again in an irregular sequence. Mr. Graydon! This really is priceless. After all that, the music box is broken. Broken? It can't be, can it? Well, obviously. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the officer sent to fetch it didn't drop it on the way back to the courtroom. Well, with much regret, I feel the court must accept that this music box offers little in the way of clues. Are you ready to move on, counsel? Come on. Yes, alright. It does sound as though it's completely broken, but... is it? Could this music emanating from the music box possibly be a new clue? It could be Morse code. I believe it could be relevant, my lord. Good lord, but how can it be? It's an abomination, counsel. Mere noise. I fail to see how it can have any meaning whatsoever. It does sound strange, I agree. But there's one thing bothering me. While Graydon started there certainly victoriously, the inspector beside him has a rather telling expression on his face. It's as if Gregson recognizes the sound. As if he's familiar with it somehow. And that's making him appear extremely on edge. If that's the stance of the defense, my Nipponese friend, answer me this. Oh! Just what relevance do you propose this woeful chiming has on this case? Is the defense's belief that the sound emanating from this music box is not supposed to be music? Just because this is a music box, it doesn't necessarily mean the sounds we are hearing are music. Look at that. The smile vanished from Graydon's lips as soon as I said it. I'm on the right lines here. I must be. Actions based on how people react to what you say. You're acting just like Harley, Bruno. Objection! The sounds we're hearing aren't necessarily music? Well, now that you've told us what they're not, I'm sure the court would like to hear what they are. Do enlighten us, my Nipponese friend. Well, surely you have an idea in mind, because if not, it will be the death of your ill-formed argument. Exactly. The music box is clearly broken. Refusing to accept that fact is pure foolishness. They've got me. I don't know what the answer is yet.
Bruno. I've just examined the music box very thoroughly. I'm fairly certain that it's not broken at all.
Really? Lawyering attorney back in the old times, episode 16, the end of lawyering. Welcome in, Blue Parrot, and happy 2023. Hydration, hydration. Oh, that's good. So I'm going to catch you up on speed. We played the music box, and it was only the same note repeating very irregularly. So I'm thinking that it's Morse code or something, and now we have to prove that somehow. Yep, Morse code. It's just the way it sounds. It looks like Morse code.
Really? The way it's been made, it can only produce a single note anyway.
Thank you, Iris. What would we do without Iris? Alright. Well, if the music box isn't broken, it must mean that the sounds it's producing have some significance that isn't musical. Ah! Could it be... Is that what these sounds are?
Something just struck me, Bruno. I feel like recently, in the past few hours even, I've heard another sound very much like the one this music box makes.
Yes, it's a familiar sound. Good thing there's a telegraph working in the room. Exactly! That's what I was thinking! Actually, Iris, I was just thinking exactly the same thing. Same brain. Iris and Ryun are like same brain right now. I'm going to have to press the defense for an answer. If your assertion is that the sound produced by this music box is not in fact music at all, then what the devil is it, Council? All the evidence we have seen so far, all the testimony we've heard, it's all pointing to one single answer now. The prosecution demands that my learned Nipponese friend presents proof now. Tangible proof of this latest, wild speculation. Alright then. This could be the best chance I'm going to get to fight back in this trial. And if I'm right, it's going to join all the dots together. Join all the dots. Ah, this game, este jueguito. Ah. The evidence that explains the true nature of the sounds of the music box is... Wait. Wait, do I have to present something? Hold up. I thought I was going to just say it, not present something. It could be the government secrets. Like, it's probably that. It has to be that, right?
Take that!
Today's paper, Council. The headline is Pawnbroker purses in big splendor. Highly supportive of your cause. No, my lord. I was hoping you would look a little further down the page. Further down? Ministry Mall? Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. Yes, this is a very serious matter, being investigated at the highest level, I understand. I have heard that international transmissions along supposedly secure lines are somehow being intercepted and leaked to various other countries. And presumably, those transmissions are in the form of wire telegrams. Of course. You're number 5. Your input, please.
Stop! Oh, me, sir! Whatever is the matter?
You told the court before that you work at the same communication station as Mr. Raiden, did you not?
Yes, that's correct.
In the particular station where you work, deals with government communications and newspaper reports?
Oh, yes, we're not your run-of-the-mill communication station at all. Our work is extremely important.
Then tell me, is this not a very familiar sound?
You don't mean to say, is it?
That's right, madam. It bears more than a passing resemblance to the sound made by your telegraph machine as you tap it. I believe it's called Morse code?
I don't believe it!
Now correct me if I'm wrong, but when it comes to leaking telegrams from government departments, there could be nobody more perfectly placed than a highly skilled communications officer. Just finished my shift. What's cracking, guys? Welcome in, La Yaya. I hope your shift was kind to you. And we just discovered the Morse code. We found out that the music box is Morse code, and we're accusing Graydon about it. Yes, the Morse code, indeed. Or are you suggesting that the music box disc contains stolen government secrets in Morse code? Oh boy.
Order! Order, please, everyone! Order! But this is high treason, Council! Deserving of capital punishment.
Do much new vocabulary. What is treason? And what is capital punishment? The sorts of words I would have expected you to know.
For sovereign government's confidential information, hostile nation would surely pay almost any price.
Yes, and on that night, 2 months ago, that was the very negotiation that was taking place inside the omnibus. But in the end, McGilded perished, and the all-important disc lay unclaimed in the pawnbrokery.
My word!
In which case, whoever stole that information in the first place must surely have been beside himself with worry. Because if the disc were to be discovered before it found its way out of the country,
It would have been an act of high treason, punishable by death.
so the culprit had no choice but to retrieve it. And in order to do that, he would have to gain entry to the pawnbrokery illegally in the middle of the night. Because the article left behind by Mr. McGilded would incriminate him too much if it got into the wrong hands. Isn't that right, Mr. Graydon? Oh, that 360-degree spin, that was clean, that was great.
You think I've been stealing government secrets? Preposterous! Absolutely preposterous! So, in response to the defense's accusation, you claim complete innocence, do you? Well, of course I do. I've had to stand here in silence while that pretentious foreign lawyer has been prattling away.
Objection!
Ban 6? Then, by all means, counter the charges, sir. The prosecution demands that the witness testifies. In response to the accusations brought by the defense. Ban 6? What? Delighted, I'm sure.
The witness is reminded that the crime under scrutiny in this trial is the murder of the pawnbroker, Mr. Windybank. That being a most litigious offense, for which the law of this land sanctions a capital punishment. But the heinous act of high treason is no less serious a crime. I urge you to bear that in mind as you testify, Mr. Graydon. So then, let us proceed.
Oh?
Yeah, let's have a rabbit and pork here, governor. We got things to say.
I beg your pardon. Who do you think you are?
Name is Das Skulking. Abbreviation is professional body.
Name's Ringo Skulker, but we ain't buddies enough to sell out our motherland.
That's right. We're what they call the Three Skulking Brothers.
He's not here. Gregson is not here. He's a very chill guy, actually. None of this would have happened if Graydon hadn't been peanut-brained and remembered that we had seen him at the pawnbrokers before and had a pic of him. Yeah. Bad timing, fellas. Very bad timing. Witness testimony. Graydon's counter. A mere communications officer couldn't possibly steal confidential government information. Besides, the sounds produced by that music box aren't even Morse code. It was some low-class brickmaker negotiating with Mr. McGilded anyway, was it not? I have no relation to the man.
Look, all we done is break into the gaff of the other night, like what he told us to do.
If we had known there was dodgy government secrets involved, we wouldn't have touched it. Damian covered the whole conspiracy, yeah. The judge is flabbergasted.
Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
Well, Mr. Wilder, Governor, what's up?
I take it that you now admit to the crime. As on anything question, you did indeed gain entry to the premises illegally. And moreover, you did so as a party of three in collaboration with Mr. Graydon here.
We did, Gov, we did.
Ryun is like, okay, finally.
Write them down, please. What say you to that, Mr. Graydon?
I have no idea what these two ruffians are referring to.
You little brother, getting us mixed up in all this monkey business. You must have nothing about no governor's secrets. It was supposed to be a straight-up job.
What about the geezer whose job it was, huh? Poor old bloke didn't have to die, did he?
Ugh.
Nice to know who your friends are. Whatever these men say, I deny the accusations.
Indeed.
Even the judge is like, please, we're literally seeing through your bullshit right now.
Well, I certainly wasn't expecting this little music box to become so significant in the proceedings. However, as it has, I will admit it into the court record as evidence.
The small music box has been entered into the court record. This strange music box only appears to be able to play a single tone. It was deposited at Windybank's 2 days before the Black Overcoat. Alright. Let's see that music box first. See how the Gilded disc sits in the music box. The man deposited at Windybank. It couldn't be a more perfect fit.
So there's no question then. The disc was designed to be played in this music box.
Yet, despite that, the sounds it produces are neither musical, nor do they appear to have any meaning. It just doesn't make any sense.
Wonder if perhaps there's more to this music box than meets the eye. Maybe we haven't discovered all its secrets yet.
Like a little jewel here that is maybe a button? Oh, something here. Oh,
What is this, Rolo?
I've just noticed something about this music box. It looks like the bottom of it opens up as well.
Welcome then. What are you waiting for? Let's open it.
Alright then, here goes.
Look at that. There's another movement on the other side.
So, does that mean you can set another disc to play back on this side?
Yes, I think so. And it looks like the two movements are linked together.
They are linked?
So if you had two discs, they would both play back at the same time.
Ooh, so what? So he grabbed the music box, took out the second disc, because when they both play together, that's when they reveal the full message. Who would have thought that there would be a second movement on the underside of the box?
Any movement is like the other one. The ghost stays are all the same length.
So this movement also only produces a single tone, like the other one?
Yes, it must do. Except that the length of the disc and the two combs isn't the same. So the single tone produced by this movement will be different to the single tone we've already heard.
What?
Basically, each movement can only produce a single note.
But the notes they produce are different. A music box that can only play two tones. I wonder if we can... Well, I mean, it didn't update. But at least we can have that in mind. Alright. I think.
Hold it!
They are not? To anyone with a brain, that would be blatantly apparent on listening to that music box for even a few seconds. Of course. Rion is like, I have no brain. Surely it can't be that my learned friend is unfamiliar with Morse code. Ouch. He looks genuinely shocked at my ignorance. Ha ha ha.
Haha, I would be more than happy to demonstrate the basics for you, sir.
A lesson here in court?
Morse code is a continuous series of two distinct notes. Tones.
Tones, you say?
Yes, a short dot and a long dash. By combining those in different ways, you construct letters.
I see.
For example, this is A. And this is B. But when you listen to some produced by this music box, you only hear one tone, don't you?
But it sounds so similar. The rhythm of it is the same and everything. But there's no discernible meaning to this apparently random sequence of sounds. So your assertion is fundamentally flawed. This is not Morse code. No! Really, you shouldn't be so surprised. What did I tell you? That music box is nothing but a worthless piece of scrap. Perhaps you might consider studying your subject matter before casting aspersions in the future. Ugh, stop. Nothing to say, but stop.
Oh, it's a frustrating, isn't it?
Iris?
I mean, if the government secrets were somehow being leaked using the music box, so many other things would slot into place so nicely.
Could there still be something I haven't considered? Would it really be impossible to use this music box somehow to play back Morse code? Will I try? There's still every possibility that this music box was instrumental in the leaking of government secrets. That's the belief of the defense, at least.
Objection!
Does it please you in some way, my Japanese friend, to repeat the same line of argument ad infinitum? It's already been established that to be Morse code, two tones are required, dots and dashes. Yes, I'm well aware of that. Then what?
Well, it would appear the defense has a hypothesis to put forward.
Ooh.
You had better present your idea at once, counsel. What do you propose that the music box, which appears to produce only a single tone, could have been used to decipher secret messages into Morse code?
Alright. Here it goes. Yeah, we've already read all of this. And this is that. Yep. Alright, let's present it.
Got it!
Good gracious, what am I looking at here? Another movement on the other side of the box?
What? It appears, my lord, that the two movements are linked together. In other words, you can put the two discs in this music box, and the sounds of both will play back at the same time.
Good heavens!
Good heavens, indeed. As the court has heard, Morse code comprises of two tones, a short dot and a long dash. With a second disc in place, this music box could be used to generate Morse code and convey a message. This is beyond a joke. I'm sorry? This poor excuse of a lawyer has absolutely no evidence to support his claims. Though of course, if my learned friend were able to present the court with the second disc, that would be another matter. Well, I can't at the moment. And may I remind the court that, as the witness has pointed out, he was not the one in the omnibus with McGilded 2 months ago striking a deal over the disc or discs.
Indeed, that was Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
Exactly. I had nothing whatsoever to do with it.
Though it has no holes, I must admit the argument presented by the defense has much promise. I believe the cross-examination should continue.
The link between Graydon and the victim of the omnibus case must be there somewhere. But I haven't found it yet.
Oh dear. It looks like you need to get your argument more straight from now.
You will reiterate your testimony if you please, Mr. Graydon.
If I must, though I maintain exactly what I did at the start of this pointless cross-examination. Alright,
Hold it!
let's keep pressing. So, 2 months ago in that omnibus, McGilded killed the brickmaker and stole the disc. Mr. Mason was a single man with almost nothing to his name. It seems he lived in the artisan quarter some years ago, but people there remember little about him. That doesn't make much sense though, does it? How would a humble brickmaker come to acquire secret government information? Oh, indeed. There must have been somebody else involved behind the scenes in all of this. Somebody who acquired the disc and gave it to Mr. Mason, in order to take it to the meeting with McGilded and negotiate a deal. Dear me. You will have in it for me, sir, but I assure you, I have far more class than that. An old brickmaker from an artisan quarter, and this well-to-do communications officer. If only I could find some evidence to link the two of them together.
If you have nothing more to add on that note, let us return to the witness testimony.
I want to examine the McGilded note. Victim found the scenes on the last scheduled omnibus. Mason Milverton. Brickmaker, East End, London. It's probably the name or something. But the other guy is called something else.
Hold it!
Let's just keep pressing and see if we can get anything. Like Mr. Graydon told you to do, you mean?
That's it, yeah. Well, say. Silly me thought it was just popping over for another after all them years, but the rotter had a judgy job for us. Eh, Ash?
He's just like, I'm not here. Do not perceive me. Let me stop you there, Mr. Skulkin. After all them years, you say? Do you mean to tell me that Mr. Graydon is an acquaintance of yours?
We're the sociable kind of buddies, you know. Sure, let's say Graydon's an old China.
Excuse me!
Is something wrong, Mr. Skulkin?
Eh?
No, the other Mr. Skulkin. What? Who, me? When your brother was testifying just now, he said something that seemed to cause you to react. Oh, I was just remembering the old days, that's all. We used to have a right old laugh together way back then. Together? With Mr. Graydon, you mean? Yeah, with us. I mean, you look at him now and his fancy whistle and fruit, and you wouldn't Adam and Eve it. And when he was younger, was from the poor part of town just like us. Is that so? I was always a leery one. He had brains, he had the savvy. Always coming up with smart ideas like what would never have gone through our heads.
God blimey, ain't that the truth? Remember, Milverton and Skulkin Milk Run?
Ooh, Milverton, that's it.
That was corker,
Save it until after the trial. Your reminiscing has no place in this courtroom. And neither does your fruit.
Aye, the geezer asked us a question, didn't he? And he was answering.
Yeah, we ain't done nothing wrong.
Nevertheless, the court is not prepared to accompany you on your trip down memory lane. Counsel, can we turn our attention back to the testimony, please?
I don't know. Could that sentimental story be relevant somehow? Add it to the testimony. My lord,
Yes, Council. I can hear you. You don't need to slam the table so hard.
The brothers' last sentimental statement could hold vital information relating to this case.
Very well, Council. I will permit the brothers to supplement their testimony with that detail. Briefly, I hasten to add. Dynamar! Skulking, never skulking.
Alright, let's get in with the truth. Send.
Objection.
What? What? Oh, okay, I guess we should press, but... Okay? Okay, I think that was my bad. I'm just going to press first.
Hold it.
I mean, it was like, it's very obvious in hindsight, but like... Not right now. Okay, I will wait, I'm sure I'm going to rest to regret asking. But what exactly was that? Some kind of business?
Just a little scheme we had going back on when we was downstairs. A bit of fun, really.
Delivering fresh milk to the locals. That's what it was all about.
That sounds alarmingly legitimate. There must be a catch. I suppose since we're here, I should ask him to elaborate. But on what? The business name. So this business was just a bit of fun, you say? And it was just yourselves and Mr. Graydon involved?
Yeah, that's it.
Milverton and Skulkin's Milk Run, was it?
Yeah, that's it.
And where did the Milverton part come from?
Alright. I thought a clever clocks like you would have worked that one out. It's...
Enough of this. How much longer are we expected to listen to this dribble?
No, you're not getting away, my dude. Let me guess. You don't accept anything these two witnesses are saying. Tell me, why is it that only at the mention of the name Milverton that you decide to interject?
Because well...
They were in the apex of camps that one came from.
Yeah, this old man was struggling for money so much, his wife will count on him.
He took the name Graydon then, see. But ours will always be Milverton to us.
Milverton. So that used to be your surname, did it?
Of course not. This is all bunkum. I've been a Graydon since I was born.
Oh my god, he's literally Dio. He's literally Dio Brando.
Do you really think you can rely on the testimony of these two thieves? You're a communications officer attached to the civil service. As such, your personal details will have been thoroughly checked at the time of your appointment.
So Mr. Mason was his father then?
It would be a very simple matter indeed to subpoena those records, Mr. Graydon.
Hey Victor, welcome in. How are you doing? Happy 2023? I hope your New Year's Day was very swell, my friend.
Oh. Well, it would appear that Mr. and Mr. Skulkin's testimony has been reliable.
For once.
You were born as Lee Milverton then. Is that correct?
Very well. Yes. So Ashley Graydon was once Ashley Milverton. The information could change things. And could turn out to be extremely important. Ashley Graydon's personal profile has been updated in the court record. All of a sudden, we seem to be up to our necks in a serious matter of national security. Although all this talk about the interception of secret government messages is still just conjecture at this stage.
Explain a number of things though, wouldn't it? Negotiation killing overheard on the omnibus 2 months ago, and the breaking at Windybank's. But the trouble is, it wasn't Mr. Graydon in the omnibus with Mr. McGilder.
No, that was Mr. Mason, the brickmaker who was so horribly murdered.
Well, there was some link between the two men somehow.
I know, but Mr. Graydon's testimony seems to be as watertight as ever. I wonder if the key to us making headway with the cross-examination here could be those two brothers. Should we present this now? Because, well, his profile has been updated. Oh wait, no, I went to... right here. Let's represent it. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I should present the case notes.
Objection.
There we go. Mr. Ashley Milverton. Tell me, why did you try to hide your former name from the court? Because I haven't gone by that name for years. It means nothing to me. No, I don't think that's the real explanation at all. The truth is, you had a reason to hide that name.
Explain yourself, please, counsel.
I have here the notes from the omnibus case, my lord. And as we all know, the victim, the man who we now understand to have been negotiating with McGilded.
Yes, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
That's right. Only Mason wasn't his surname at all. It was his given name. His full name was Mason Milverton.
Milverton? Do you mean to say? Saints alive!
That's right. Mr. Ashley Milverton. Isn't that the case that the brickmaker, Mr. Mason Milverton, was your father?
Oh, I don't.
As I believe I mentioned earlier, your family history will have been thoroughly checked when you join the civil service. It really would take no time at all for the court to subpoena those records. The truth is, you have been illegally acquiring highly confidential government information and selling it onto McGilded in collaboration with your father. Oh, that's a spin, if I've ever seen one. The new facts and evidence unveiled by the cross-examination of this witness all come together to reveal the truth. Another 360 no-scope. The truth, you say? That you collaborated with your father, Mr. Mason Milverton, in illegal dealings with Magnus McGilded.
Finding of this music box, you mean, counsel?
Yes. Sending information being sent in secret government communications and selling it on to McGilded. Mr. Raiden concocted this elaborate scheme of using 2 music box discs to encode this information, as, presumably, a safety measure against the information falling into the wrong hands.
And a very effective one. I shouldn't have given the scheme any credence whatsoever.
But the deal with McGilded went sour, and the brickmaker met his end. Yes, but before he was arrested, McGilded managed to temporarily dispose of the stolen disc at the pawnbroker. Then, having learned of the situation, you appeared at Windybank's 2 days ago, in an attempt to recover the 2 articles McGilded had placed in pawn there. But that attempt failed. One of the discs was seized by the police, and the other you never found. So that same night, you enlisted the help of the Skulking brothers and broke into the pawnbrokery. This time, determined to recover the second disc.
Are you suggesting that the second disc was inside the music box?
Eh?
I knew nothing about that.
On the night that Mr. Windybank was killed, the intruder to the pawnbrokery touched one item, and one item alone, the music box.
That's rather ingeniously demonstrated using the 2 prints from the security camera, indeed.
So, the question that naturally begs answering is this. Why was only that one article disturbed? The answer is obvious, because it contained the second disc, which the intruder was desperate to retrieve. Since, if it were to fall into the hands of the police, it would be proof of high treason. Well, Mr. Gaydon, do you deny that all of this actually began on that fateful night, 2 months ago? Bien, bien. Now he's going down.
I refuse to accept any of this nonsense.
Sir. There appears to be blood seeping through the sleeve of your jacket.
What?
Ah! 2 nights ago, we know that 3 shots were fired at the scene of the crime in Windybank's pawnbrokery. 1 took the life of the pawnbroker himself. 1 struck the pouch around Mr. Sean's waist. And the final bullet struck the calendar on the wall of the shop, having first pierced the arm of one of the intruders. Mr. Graydon, that wound on your arm that you seem to be trying to hide, it's a bullet wound. It's a bullet wound, isn't it? It's got you now, meow China.
Time to call it quits and croak, I reckon. Don't acknowledge my presence there under any circumstances whatsoever. Those were my terms, remember? And I paid you handsomely to comply. Clearly I was a fool to think I could trust some common backslum thieves. Fine, I admit it. I was there in Windybanks that night. I paid this per 10 guineas to accompany me. And as you've noticed, I sustained an injury in the course of my adventures.
Oh, he's going to claim that he has no relation to the disc whatsoever.
But that is all. I admit to nothing more. Stealing government secrets? Negotiating with Mr. McGilden. As God is my witness, I'm sure I recall nothing of the sort.
He's not going to go down without a fight. Not until I can show hard evidence, I suppose. Nevertheless, the defense has now established a crucial fact.
Which is?
Well, we know that 1 bullet was fired from each of the 2 firearms we have in evidence. The bullet from the Skulking Brothers gun hit the pouch around Mr. Sean's waist. And the bullet from Mr. Windybank's gun clearly must have been the one that caught Mr. Graydon on the arm.
Indeed it must! We can rule out the possibility that the man shot himself.
And that leads us to only one conclusion. Mr. Windybank was shot by a 3rd gun, which can only have been fired by the 3rd intruder.
Goodness!
That's right, Mr. Graydon. The only person who could possibly have shot Mr. Windybank that night is you!
You little upstart. You made a great mistake when you summoned me here.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
Yes, as you rightly say, I was there at the pawnbrokers. I did my best to try to hide the fact, naturally. I had no intention of ruining the distinguished career I had built for myself at the communications station. But did that thought never cross your mind? You never considered the possibility.
What? What do you mean?
What thought? What possibility? The possibility that if I was there at the scene, I may have witnessed the crucial moment. You see, this makes me a key witness in this case, and I have my hands firmly around the neck of your client.
What?
Are you suggesting? I saw it all. I saw the very moment that pickpocket girl pointed the gun at that poor defenseless pawnbroker and shot him.
You... What? He's literally posing, what the fuck?
Order! 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 Well, it would seem we're finally entering the last act of this theatrical trial. Mr. Graydon. Yes. We trust you are fully aware of the implications here. If it is shown that your claim is false, you will have incriminated yourself as the killer.
I understand fully.
Then I must ask you to give your formal testimony once more. You will explain to the court precisely what you saw at the moment the defendant allegedly shot the victim.
Nothing would give me greater pleasure. I am so ready to tear this guy to shreds. He's going down no matter what. The moment of the shooting. When these ruffians were jostling with the broker, I was still near the entrance to the shop. When Windybank threw Nosh over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm. I pursued the man, but he shot himself in the storeroom. I could see him through the peephole in the door, though. The accused, in a black coat, shot the man in the back as he was trying to flee to safety. I saw the blood splatter all over that wretched girl. There was no blood in Gina, though. Then she tossed the gun out of the peephole. So I picked it up and made my escape.
Good gracious, this is quite extraordinary testimony. You claim, sir, under oath, you have clearly seen the defendant pulling the trigger.
Oof.
Order! Order!
It wasn't my intention to testify in this way. But neither is it my intention to be found guilty of a murder I didn't commit. So you see, my hand has been forced. I tell the truth now as an act of self-preservation. The truth? Until now, the prosecution was completely unaware of these details.
Yes, well, sorry about that.
Having shot me in the arm, the pawnbroker was then shot in the back by the accused. And as I said, she was showered in his blood. You say the blood splattered all over the accused's coat. Are you sure on that point?
Oh yeah, there was blood when we went to check in on the jail cell, right? We have anything? Maybe they will give it to us now.
Oh yes, quite sure. All over the black overcoat that pickpocket girl was wearing at the time.
Really? If her coat would somehow be shown to the harbor vestiges of blood, that would be conclusive evidence here.
Oh no.
Band 6.
But an investigation is entirely possible, my lord.
What? Oh, 1-6, don't do it.
Only very recently, a German scientist has developed a technique to identify human blood. So here's to true science, not some amateurish detectives' dubious foray into the world of chemistry.
There is nothing dubious about Curly's work. His ideas are all sound.
Ideas are no use to us here. In science, as in law, theories must be proven before they stand. In Germany, the technique has already been employed in the courtroom as the basis of evidence. Scotland Yard has a small quantity of the chemical reagent used. Your lordship's permission? We could shatter all vestiges of doubt within minutes.
This doesn't look good, Bruno.
Why not?
Well, we know, don't we? That there's blood all over the front of Guinea's coat. If they tested with their chemicals.
Oh, help, you're right. I was forgetting what happened yesterday.
Don't move, Guinea. I'm going to shoot you.
And Gina died. Yeah, but this is not... But that's not Mr. Windybank's blood. That stain is from 2 months ago. That's Mr. Mason's blood. From when he was stabbed by my Gidlet, who was wearing the coat at the time. My lord, the defense objects to the test proposed by the prosecution.
Overruled. Fuck you. Lord Van 6. Make it so at once.
With pleasure, my lord. I think that was the fastest overrule I've ever seen in an AC tourney. Usually there's like some bickering before the judge says, shut up, we're doing this.
And while we wait these results, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination.
Once they find that blood on the overcoat, Kira will be...
Counsel!
Yes, my lord.
Your cross-examination.
Of course, my lord. If this cross-examination doesn't go well, I manage to uncover some decisive evidence for a really compelling clue right now. A very bad thing about the outcome of this trial. Oh boy, this is still going. Mr. Windybank emerged from the storeroom, I believe. Ringo and Nash were scouring the counter when he suddenly appeared and flew at them. He already had the revolver in his hand. Fortunately, I wasn't too close.
I've never been so scared in all my life.
Yeah, we're just the regular mild-mannered burglars, that's all. We don't like violence. There's the pair who carry a gun. What do you mean when you say you were near the entrance to the shop? I was in the doorway, running my eyes over the shelves of forfeited items. Looking for the music box, of course. Yeah, that must be it. The broker went for Nash in the first place. Then Ringo joined in, making it 2 against 1. We assumed they could handle the situation. But I was wrong. I was trying to help my little brother, but the geezer chucked me over the brooming counter.
And so I pulled my gun on the altar. And that soon made him scalper.
The pair of you setting up upon the poor defenseless pawnbroker together? Shame on you!
Sorry, Gav.
When Windyman threw Nash over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm. You mean that's the moment you were shot? Yes. Though I didn't immediately realize what had happened, of course. Things crashed to the floor from the counter as the 3 men were brawling. It was exactly at that moment when it happened, so I didn't hear the gunshot. And the bullet went on to strike the calendar in the wall behind you. So it would appear. When I looked at my arm, I saw that I was bleeding badly, so I wrapped my handkerchief around it. Seeing as I couldn't explain what had happened to the doctor, I had no choice but to wait for it to heal. I didn't imagine it would still be bleeding 2 days later. Did Mr. Windybank intend to shoot you, do you think? Well now, I don't imagine he even noticed I was there, to be honest. Perhaps the one went off accidentally. Anyway, it didn't quite strike home.
I pulled my gun on him. He tried to shove me out of the way.
I know he scuppered through that door out back.
At which point, what did you do?
I pursued the man, but he shot himself in the storeroom. I could see him through the people. Okay, I don't know why I'm reading this in this voice. There we go. Okay. You mean you chased after him? I don't recall the reason why. But I ran after him to the back of the shop. And what about these people in the door you mentioned?
Well, surprisingly, storeroom doors are a solid job. Made of stout wood. But there's a small opening in it, about head height, that lets you see what's what in there from the outside. Actually, I should know that, shouldn't I? I looked through it myself that night.
And what about you, burgling brothers? Did you see what went on through this peephole as well?
Not likely, Gav.
Didn't see nothing of the sort, though. I thought that these two buffoons weren't even aware of the peephole's existence. But the skulking brothers were there, but they didn't see the killing of Mr. Windybank take place. Inside the storeroom, I could see the broker and that young girl standing there.
The defendant?
Yes, though neither of them noticed that I was looking.
The girl raised her gun and pointed it straight at the man. And then, what did you see next? The accused, in a black coat, shot the man in the back as he was trying to flee to safety.
Yes, when the crime was discovered, the defendant was found with a gun in her hand. But that was Mr. Windybank's gun, from which only a single bullet had been fired. And as we've already established, Mr. Raydon, that bullet was fired at you.
Oh, but no. It wasn't the broker's gun that the pickpocket girl had when I saw her. Yes, the bullet from Windybank's gun grazed my arm. And yes, the Skulking's gun grounded the detective. But this was another gun entirely. A third gun. The broker's gun was not the murder weapon. So clearly there had to be a third firearm involved. In other words, the accused must have had her own gun with her at the time.
But no other gun was found in the scene.
Calm yourself, counsel.
Sorry?
You must consider the events in order. At first, I saw the broker and the girl glaring at each other. But then all of a sudden, the broker turned to run.
But where would he be running? There's like no exit.
And it was at that moment that the little gutter rat shot him in the back. A chilling image, I must say.
So the blood splattered all over that wretched girl.
All over her?
Okay.
Yes, through the peephole I saw it clearly. Of course, the stains are invisible now, but with the coat being such a dark color.
Yeah, but she had the coat open.
But I assure you, that garment is solid with the victim's blood.
Well, it is solid with blood, that's for sure.
But it's not Mr. Windybank's blood, is it?
No, that's right. It's Mr. Mason Milverton's blood from when McGillett stabbed him 2 months ago.
If only they would accept Harley's chemical analysis, we could prove that.
But they won't. So unfortunately, we can't use it as evidence to support our case. Oh, poor Iris.
Then she tossed the gun out of the peephole, so I picked it up and made my escape.
Did I hear you correctly? She threw the gun out of the room?
That's right. After the broker fell to the floor, she started walking over. Over where exactly? In the direction of the storeroom door, to where I was watching. Of course, I quickly retreated, and then the girl dropped the gun through the peephole onto the floor on my side of the door. But why on earth would she do such a thing?
I need to drink some water, hold up. Agüita.
I couldn't tell you. Perhaps she was hoping to distance herself from the murder weapon. Without thinking, I went and picked it up. I suppose I was worried about just leaving it there, in case any more tragedies took place.
Do you have it right now?
So it was you, in fact, who took the third gun from the scene of the crime. Yes, it was yours truly. I left the clear up to my lackeys and left.
Clear up? In the middle bit of a mess around the corner. So Mr. Whistle and Blood here told us to tidy up.
You think he's a blooming mom sometimes. I was paying you enough, by God.
Tell me, Mr. Raydon, when you left the pawnbrokery that night, was it by any chance with the second disc in your jacket pocket?
You little toe rag!
Okay,
You're like a bull at the gate, aren't you?
look at them.
Excuse me!
Gentlemen! Gregson is so fucking dumb. Something wrong, Sunshine? That should be my line. You do realize you were just violently shaking Mr. Skulkin? Blimey,
Is this a bit of a hooligan, ain't he?
What was going on just now?
You saw it. He got me whistle. Why the blazes, he said. Didn't you mention the third gun when we got down to the station?
And why didn't you?
Cause we know nothing about it. Or that flaming people holding the door.
Sorry about that.
I can be prone to losing my rack sometimes. Not hard, are you? God blame me. See the way he's looking at me? I'm telling ya that this tea gives me the willies.
That was strange. Inspector doesn't normally get quite as worked up as that. He wouldn't normally grab someone.
No, that wasn't like Rexy at all. He's never around sweetness and light. No matter what I say to him.
Yes, well, I think you might be a special case, Iris.
Well, anyway, that was definitely out of character.
My lord. Requesting your lordship's permission to interrupt the cross-examination.
Explain yourself, officer.
I have the results of the test that was ordered earlier, my lord. Oh, the blood on the accused's overcoat.
Thank you, officer. Very well, the cross-examination is hereby temporarily suspended. I presume you have no objection, counsel.
No, my lord.
Well, there you have it.
The report, please, Inspector.
Yes, sir. Traces of human blood were found on the overcoat of the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. The extent of the stains, it would appear that they were a result of splattering following a gunshot wound. End of report.
Goodness me!
This is not good. Hey, what did I tell you? Oh, that's he's livid right now. He's like, he's enjoying this.
Objection!
No, the blood on that coat is not Mr. Windybank's.
What on earth makes you say that, counsel?
The coat originally belonged to Magnus McGilded. Just before his coat was deposited at Windybanks, McGilded had fatally stabbed Mr. Mason Milbert. So the blood on that overcoat is the blood of the brickmaker from the omnibus case.
Objection!
Well, the dead cannot speak. Isn't that right, my Nipponese friend? Sorry? 2 months ago in this very courtroom, did you not argue fervently for McGilded's innocence? And yet now that the man is dead, you brand him as a murderer? Your conduct shatters any shred of respect you may have earned for yourself in this country. But that was...
I call it a bloody disgrace. Treachery, that's what it is.
How to determine whether the blood on that coat is 2 months old or not?
Even a stereoscope can tell the answer to that problem pop out. It can't be done.
But... We use Mr. Strong specially...
Mr. Stokes is a detective, not a chemist.
Would you put such faith in a chemical formula devised by me, for example, when I'm a communications officer?
I held out Pirostki to starve him, boy, and he ran away crying. What? Sherlock Holmes is barely more than a figment of the public's imagination. His name carries no weight in this courtroom. No weight at all. How could you say that? Victory is sweet indeed. This proves that my testimony is the whole truth from start to finish.
How do you arrive at such a conclusion, sir?
As the witness said, the accused's overcoat was splattered with blood of the victim. The only way Mr. Gaynor could possibly have known that fact is if he saw it happen. In other words, his testimony is solid, the conclusion is singular. It was the accused who shot the victim in this case. That is the whole truth. Chat, things are not looking good. Ah! Okay, it's time for Soms to like come in and say something. My lord. Been a long battle, this one. But this all workers has something to say now, if you please.
Mr. Foreman,
As of this moment, sir, the squadron has reached its final decision. Ready, men? All for one now. Sir,
Guilty.
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 no.
Guilty.
Guilty.
well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury have written a unanimous verdict.
do we have to go through a third examination? The defense has consistently failed to unpick this witness testimony. Here's to any attempt you may make at unpicking the juror's decision being equally successful. Ugh. Ugh. Poor Ryuno. He doesn't deserve this. I don't believe it. That I come so far. Why is it all unraveling on me so fast? How very distressing to be held in such low esteem. Oh? Oh? Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruto?
Officer, you've delivered the report now. That will be all, thank you.
It occurs to me with some irregularity, Mr. Naruhodo, that scientific truths are determined not by science, but by none other than the human mind. I know that voice. Am I going mad? Ah! Look at him. Mr. Sholmes!
What is the meaning of this?
He's in a costume.
Order! Order! Order!
What business do you have here, detective? Just I heard you were recuperating in hospital. As well as I would be, had I not been set up upon an errand. What errand?
You're awake at last.
Yes, good day, Iris. I appear to be rather late to rise. My apologies. Now, my lord, if you will humor me.
In what manner, sir?
I have something of great importance I wish to give to the young lawyer over there. I need no more than 5 minutes. Would you be so kind as to spare us the time?
What said you to this, Lord Van Six?
This trial has taken many hours of the court's time. Having spent so long already. Exactly. Having spent so long already, we don't want to go wasting any more precious time. Yes, fucker, the slut, the slut has made an entrance. That's our slut for us. Yes, Iris, they pumped me with amphetamines and cocaine. My heart is vibrating, and my mouth tastes like iron. But I'm here. Like that scene in My Hero Academia, it's like, I'm here. But he's like very drugged. As I was saying, having spent so long already, it would seem careless to deny the defense of mere 5 minutes. Eh?
Very well then. Counsel, you have 5 minutes.
Oh, he's back in costume. My dear fellow, I apologize for my tardy arrival. Mr. Sholmes, are you alright now? Alright, I'm all wrong. I'm all wrong. Sorry? I've only just managed to summon the strength to stand men. I asked the judge for 5 minutes. But I fear even that may prove too much for me. Pray forgive me should I pass out. He changed costumes. Let's make this discussion as short as possible.
Surely, this place is full of idiots. None of them can see how wonderful your chemical blood analysis is.
Oh, well. That concoction of mine was really just a bit of sport to assist me in my investigations. I never took the trouble to refine it for appraisal by the scientific community. An oversight on my part. Right. Modesty is surely not. But enough of that. I'm here to give you this, my dear fellow. Susato? What's that? A lavender Furasiki wrapping? A living present. From Miss Susato. From Miss Susato? If possible, matter were to be settled without me giving you this. Those were her instructions when she asked me to do her this favor. I don't understand. Miss Susato foresaw today's events, I believe. He knew that the culprit would attempt to escape justice by means both devious and underhand, and that you, Mr. Naruhodo, fighting fairly as you are want to do, would find yourself in considerable peril. At the very moment of crisis, you were to be given this small parcel. Those were the dear lady's instructions. Giving present from Susato-san. Whatever could it be? Oh? What is this?
Oh! It's a machine I made!
Ah! Gato! Let's go, little cat. Little Wagahai. Look at him, he's perfect.
Look, I did this! It's my latest invention!
What? What is that?
I call it the cat flapomat! It can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy in seconds. What is Susie up to?
Miss Susato muttered the following words before she left. I'm a failure. I don't deserve to be a judicial assistant. What? Didn't she say something like that? You really are the best judicial assistant in the world.
Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure.
What does it mean by that, Mr. Sholmes? Sholmes? That night, when you left Windybanks in pursuit of the thieves, Miss Susato made use of this contraption for a certain purpose. Was the hole in the door all this time a cat flap? That is your answer, dear fellow. Not at all cryptic then. Susato-san used this cat flapomat that night. But why? The cat flapomat has been entered into the court record. Your 5 minutes are over. I don't know why they say it's over. This should be like... Okay, whatever. We're off time already? I'm grateful to you for affording us the brief reasons, Mr. Reaper. I need no thanks, detective. After all, the die is cast. Is it really? Yours are unanimous in their leanings. No doubt my learned friend will consider a summation examination. But any attempt to alter the verdict now would be utterly futile. I wonder. There is no door! There is no cat door! I thought the cat door was always there, but no, it's not there. And now it is! Oh my god, I had missed something so obvious. From the start. Mr. Naruhodo! Yes? The rest is down to you, dearest fellow. What is your plan? The rest is down to me? I need to be careful here. If I make a wrong move, the trial will end. Badly. My lord, the defense requests further cross-examination. Further cross-examination.
Objection!
The jurors have spoken. Protocol dictates that you may not cross-examine a new witness now.
Objection!
The defense is not asking for the cross-examination of a new witness. Rather, to continue with one of an existing witness. What? It would appear that a rather important detail has escaped your attention, Mr. Reaper. My lord. Requesting your lordship's permission to interrupt the cross-examination.
Thank you, officer. Very well. The cross-examination is hereby temporarily suspended. I presume you have no objection, counsel.
No, my lord.
No, nobody can say anything then. After all, asked to resume his cross-examination of Mr. Didon.
The court is obliged to allow it. This is absurd. Oh, but that's the law, my friend.
I will remind those present that this is my courtroom. I concur that the defense is entirely within its rights to reverse the consideration of the cross-examination. However, I will not permit an unremitting protraction of these proceedings. Therefore, I have decided to offer the defense one final opportunity in concluding the cross-examination. Counsel, you must choose but one statement from the witness testimony, and but one piece of evidence to present in support of your argument against it.
Single chance to present evidence?
If, following that, the situation remains unchanged, I shall move to education. Is that clear, counsels? You will not press the witnesses any further.
My lord. Yes, my lord.
A single statement and a single piece of evidence. Most generous.
Well then, Mr. Naruhodo. It's high time I fell in a dead faint. I leave this in your capable hands.
Sholmes, no! Mr. Sholmes!
Mr. Sholmes just fucking died.
To stand so insouciantly before the court in a state of such high fever.
He fucking died.
Either the man has too extraordinary strength of mind, or an extraordinary lack of feeling.
He dead. F in chat. I imagine he's feeling very little now. The detective is sleeping soundly in one of the antechambers. Strike a man when he's down, why don't you?
Well then, counsel, are you fully prepared?
Yes. One statement. One piece of evidence. I won't let Mr. Sholmes down. Or Iris. And I won't waste this final chance that Susato-san has given me. This is going to decide the entire outcome of the trial.
Very well then, under the terms I have outlined, you may resume the cross-examination.
Ooh, the music. Okay, I'm going to save just in case. What is this music? This is so good. It has to be this one, right? It has to be this. But do we present the cat Flapomat or do we present one of the photos? You know something is up if this is the OST playing. Yeah. Alright. Let's examine this first. Can't find anything. Oh wait, hold on. There we go. Phew! Those vicious teeth look like they could rip out through almost anything.
They're good, aren't they? They're made of a special alloy I developed just for this job. Cutter rotates 10 times per second, so we can get through any kind of door in no time at all.
And what are the two parts at the top there?
Ah, those are for attaching hinges to the section of the door that gets cut out.
Right, of course.
Nothing can match this machine for power. It can make mincemeat of even the toughest of doors.
It sounds so charming and friendly when you say that what it's for, but it's like the reality of the cat Clappermat is that it's a grim weapon of door destruction.
Ah, that's so adorable. There's nothing I wouldn't do for him. Even developing deadly weapons.
That's preach. I mean, everything for the cat. Man, that thing looks terrifying. Yep. And I believe that this is this is how. That's a very nice design. I mean, it does look like it's just a big mouth about to eat you. With very razor-sharp teeth, but overall the design is quite cute actually. It has like a little flower design and everything, and then you just see pure death inside of here. Alright, let's give it a shot.
Objection!
What on earth is that eccentric contraption console?
It's my cat Flabbergat, my lord. It makes a way for cats to get in and out of a room. It can cut through any door that you can think of. And make a little door in the middle of it.
She's so proud of that gun, I love her so much. It has the wholesome purpose for how it looks though. It's like someone presenting you with a gun and going, it gives you a massage. It's like acupuncture. Yeah, and also like, it's also like the blood testing gun. That, oh, it could be just like, you know, a spray, but no, it's a full-on gun. That's right, my lord. It's a device for creating so-called cat flaps. Small doors for cats to come and go as they please, without their owners having to open the main door. I'm sure we can all work that out for ourselves. But that cat lover's contrivance has no possible relevance to this case. Oh, really? Of course it doesn't. To start with, there was no cat flap in the pawnbroker's door.
Not being a keeper of cats myself, I'm afraid I fail to see what this has to do with the matter at hand.
Perhaps it would help if I describe this function another way then. This contraption is able to create a peephole in any door you can imagine, in practically no time at all.
I beg your pardon. A peephole, you say?
2 nights ago, we arrived at the scene only minutes after the murder of Mr. Windybank had taken place. Iris's next invasion will look like the nuclear bomb. But then it will be like, oh no, it just serves you ice cream. That's right. According to the paperwork at the yard, it was you, your Japanese assistant, and Charles. Yes, the 3 of us were together. And it has recently come to my attention that my assistant made use of this device at the time.
Your assistant did what?
There was a peephole in the storeroom door. I can attest to that. Because I looked through the peephole myself, in order to see inside the locked storeroom. This is ludicrous. What are you trying to say? Of course there was a peephole in the door. I said as much in my testimony. Who else could have witnessed the crime, for pity's sake? You didn't. Yes. How could you? What?
Counsel, kindly say what you mean.
Alright, it's time. Time to strike the final blow. What I mean is this, my lord. My assistant made the peephole in the storeroom door, and until such time as she did, the door had no hole in it to look through. Whoa. No!
Objection!
This is a farce. Are you really suggesting that the peephole in the door was? Yes, it was created only after the incident had taken place, by my judicial assistant, using this device.
Your system tampered with the crime scene, whilst being fully aware of the gravity of her action. This is a most serious act of vandalism.
For which I humbly apologize, my lord. It was in a few minutes that I left the scene in order to pursue the skulking brothers and alert the police. Nevertheless, in the light of this new information, it becomes apparent that Mr. Graydon's testimony is riddled with holes.
Fiddle with! Explain yourself, counsel.
The majority of Mr. Graydon's testimony that appears to incriminate the defendant is based upon what he witnessed through the peephole in the storeroom door.
Yes, that filthy girl shooting the man in the back.
However, if at the time of the incident, that peephole did not yet exist in the door, there's no possible way that you could have seen what you claim to have seen. In short, your entire testimony is a pack of lies.
Oh,
He's going down, Chad. He's so going down.
order! 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 Is there any credence in this revelation?
Objection!
None whatsoever, as my learned friend must surely realize. Exactly. This is just some cheap trick designed to discredit me. I'm afraid not, sir.
Of course it is.
You seriously expect people to believe that plaything can cut through a solid wooden door?
Oh yeah, that is going to be very powerful. You can cut through even the toughest of doors.
That's absurd. I don't believe it for a second.
I have a feeling I would say that.
What?
Why, Koi? Time for dinner.
He brought the cat to the court. She brought the cat to the court.
Well,
Oh. She brought the cat to the court. Oh my god, Iris, I love you so much.
Young lady, this is the Old Bailey. One does not make cat flaps in the oak paneling at the Old Bailey.
I'm not done yet, don't worry. This doesn't mean that the people in the storeroom door at the Windybanks was made by your machine. And there's no way you can prove that it was.
no, but it's easy.
What?
The cat plasma cat flap creates a roll of a fixed size. And the dimensions of the peephole of the Windybanks are an exact match.
Ugh.
All still gets lost for awards.
Excellent work, Iris. Thank you. Que traigan al lord al estrado. Bring the parrot to the stand, but in this case it's bring the cat to the stand. And now it's my learned student's friend's turn to be lost for words, I feel. I believe your judicial assistant has already left the country for your Eastern Island home. Well, yes, that's true. Then you may have some difficulty in establishing all of the facts. For the sake of argument, let us assume the people has dimensions that are perfect fit for this contraption. I just love how calm he is Iris destroying Mason. He's like,
Ooh, bitch. You're going to regret that.
in that case, when was the peephole cut? The prosecution demands proof of your answer. Ah,
What is the purpose of your line of inquiry, Lord 16?
it's very simple, my lord. The defense argues that the peephole was created after the incident using this device. But now that the perpetrator has returned to her native land, she cannot testify to the fact. There is no proof. Ugh. And for as long as the defense remains unable to prove when the peephole was made, my learned friend's claims amount to nothing more than a baseless accusation. What?
Indeed, that is so, Lord 16. Well, counsel.
Don't give up now, Rono. This is the time to create your own opening and force your way through.
I don't know if I can do this. But I do know one thing. I mean, yeah, we've seen the two photos here. We should present
The one at 1 a.m. probably? Nathan is the greatest judicial assistant in the world.
Very well. The counsel for the defense will present evidence to support the claim made. Proof that the peephole in the door at Windybank's storeroom was created after the event and not before.
It has to be this, right? Oh boy. I'm going to save just in case, but I have a gut feeling that is the first one. Alright, here we go.
Take that!
What are you? A print from the detective's infernal cameras again? My judicial assistant, Miss Satoki Mikotoba, is an extremely intelligent and capable woman, which is why I never had any cause to doubt that she would have considered this scenario and made sure I had the necessary proof.
And the necessary proof is this photographic print, counsel.
This print was seen in the shop moments after the defendant entered the premises. Agreed. And it also shows the accused mercilessly wielded a gun in the direction of the defenseless broker. But more to the point, it pictures the storeroom door in the background.
Let me see that print again. I don't believe it. This really is quite remarkable. The door to the storeroom is completely devoid of the peephole of any description. Oh,
Mr. Graydon, you couldn't possibly have witnessed the crime as you claim to have done, because at the time it happened, there was no peephole in the door.
oh,
In other words, your testimony is a catalog of lies. Ugh. Oh. Oh, there he was spinning. There it is.
order, order, order.
Alright.
I am satisfied the defense has sustained its claim beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness testimony was entirely fallacious.
That's not the only thing we know now beyond all reasonable doubt. My learned friend's assistant guilt can no longer be denied. The woman tampered with the crime scene. But more importantly,
Good lord, there's more lord than 6.
the defense may have established a reprehensible instance of perjury. But there is no proof that this man is the victim's killer.
Yes, that's right.
What?
I was there at the scene. It's true.
I was shot in the arm. It's true.
But that's all.
Oh, he lost his hair. He's like slowly losing his fancy hair.
Yes, in fact, you look at the circumstances. I am the victim here.
This is typical white boy behavior, what the fuck? Oh, please, no!
I don't believe this.
But they're right, as it stands now. I don't have any definitive proof that he is the culprit.
Still, he can't work his way out of it now.
Iris?
You know what they say. There's no point locking the cat's door after the cat has bolted. Isn't that right, Bruno?
Can I see your manager? He activated his current mode.
As Harley always says, one lie begets another. Oh, wait. That might have been a line I wrote for him in one of my stories.
Well, no matter who said it first, you're right. Mr. Graydon, not only did you give false testimony to the court, but the lies you told make no sense.
Make no sense. What do you mean by such a remark?
What you said in your testimony reveals that you know something you shouldn't have known. In other words, there's a fundamental inconsistency in your statements. What?
Objection!
This is provocative talk, counsel. Won't you enlighten the court? Explain this alleged inconsistency.
Iris was right. One lie begets another. The inconsistency is revealed by the lies in the witness statements. They show that Mr. Graydon had knowledge of something he shouldn't have known anything about. Namely, the bloodstains on the coat. The bloodstains that were present on Miss Lestrade's coat.
That's right. The victim's blood splattered all over her when she shot him.
But how could you possibly have known that?
Obviously, because I saw her do it through the peephole in the... Fuck.
The point is not that you lied in your testimony, Mr. Graydon. It's the nature of the lie you concocted that is so revealing.
You're not making any sense.
Then let me ask you a simple question. How is it, Mr. Graydon, that you knew of the existence of the peephole in the storeroom? In the storeroom door?
What? Well, obviously I...
Oh!
Has the cat got your tongue, witness?
The peephole in the door was made after the incident occurred. And once I returned to the shop having failed to catch the two burglars, Scotland Yard's investigators arrived immediately. Since that time, the police have been at Windybanks constantly, carrying out their investigation. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson? Well, yes, of course. The place is chock full of porn articles, and my lads have to thoroughly examine them all. So I gave the order to have officers working around the clock in shifts so we get through it all. And consequently, there is no way that you, Mr. Graydon, could have gained access to the shop. Therefore, you shouldn't have known nothing about the peephole in the storeroom door. I'm going to take another sip of water. So the fact that its existence forms the basis of your testimony is completely inexplicable.
Objection!
And yet, the fact remains that Mr. Graydon did maintain that he witnessed the crime take place to the people in the door.
How on earth is that possible? He looked through the omnibus. This is what he's telling us. Could I have a word, please, Lord Van Six?
Speak, Inspector.
It's just that I really ought to be getting back to the station now to put in my report. There's really nothing more I can add to this testimony. So if it's all the same to you...
Permission denied.
Oh. Okay.
It's not all the same to me, Inspector. Not at all. You will remain exactly where you are until this trial concludes.
Of course, sir. Mr. Graydon. You shouldn't have known about the existence of that peephole. Which can only mean that you must have been informed about it by somebody else. Okay, I was thinking that maybe he was remembering the crime 2 months ago, but okay, that's also fair. Ugh.
Objection!
Stop there, my learned friend. You realize, I trust, that the words you just uttered have extremely serious implications.
Yes. The defense believes that the details about the case that Mr. Graydon claims to have seen must have been revealed to him by a certain person before his testimony. And in fact, considering a particular clue we have, there's really only one person that could be. It has to be Gregson, right?
Who is this person in question, Counsel? Who gave this witness details of the crime scene to facilitate his false testimony?
It must have been Gregson. I think. I'm going to save just in case. But I think it's Gregson because they were like chatting up earlier in the trial, if you remember. So it has to be them. Alright. Let's go.
Take that!
The truth is, it can only have been you, Inspector Gregson.
Objection!
You had better have some proof to substantiate such a rash claim, my learned friend. Consider the fact that we have only been aware of Mr. Ashley Graydon's identity for the last few hours. We learned of it only during the course of the trial today.
Indeed, preparations for his testimony were made with great urgency during our hour-long recess. Well, the police executed the subpoena and brought the men here from the communication station.
Until that time, Mr. Graydon would have had no idea. No inkling that he would suddenly be required to appear in court.
Are you suggesting that until such time as he was summoned?
Yes, my lord. Until then, it's reasonable to assume that he knew nothing of the peephole. It was only once Mr. Graydon was in the stand that he realized his position. That he would have to defend himself against the accusation that he was the third intruder. You're suggesting to the court that it was while this trial was in progress that he received the information so that he could commit perjury in order to save his skin. Exactly. And the only person with knowledge of the investigation that he had any contact with is you, Inspector Gregson.
This is a blooming outrage. Why would I be giving away details of our investigations to this fella, eh? I was summoned to his starship's chambers during the recess in any case. Had you forgotten that?
Quite true. I had a number of questions regarding the events that transpired at the pawnbrokery.
Which means the first time these two laid eyes on one another was after proceedings resumed following the recess. Since then, they've been in full view in the stand, where such illicit discussions could possibly have occurred.
Ah,
I just remember something, Bruno.
What is it, Iris?
There was one time before, wasn't there? I think it was when Nina was testifying.
Oh, yes, now that you mention it. When the bailiff was dispatched to retrieve McGill's music box from the scene of the crime. That's it! He was doing that testimony. Yep, they were conspiring. I remember finding it strange at the time. The raid and the inspector seemed to be having some kind of secret discussion. It would have been possible for you to give Mr. Graydon the information he needed then.
you little toe-rag. You're making all this up. I'm a respectable Scotland Yard inspector, for crying out loud. Why would I do something like that? Why would I be giving away confidential details to the likes of this bloke?
Admittedly, you wouldn't have had any reason to do something like that for no gain. But perhaps it was part of a deal of some kind. Then it starts to make more sense. What deal, Counsel? I wonder if perhaps, in exchange for details about the peephole at the crime scene, Mr. Graydon agreed to give a certain something to the inspector.
I'm sure I need not remind the inspector that, if found to be true, striking a deal of any kind with a witness would be considered a gross case of malfeasance. There we go, that's a word.
Well, but I...
Objection!
It's becoming clear that jumping in with accusations is this Nipponish student's specialty. I don't do that. But with the stakes so high, the prosecution is not prepared to listen to baseless charges. It is incumbent on the defense now to present evidence in support of this diabolical claim. Evidence? Just what are you proposing that the inspector demanded out of the witness in return? The court must see proof of this alleged deal. Inspector Gregson really did strike a deal with Mr. Graydon. Then logically, only one thing he could have asked for. Must be it.
No, do you think it could be?
Yes. It's the missing link that would join all the dots together in this puzzle.
I must press you for an answer now, counsel. What evidence explains the nature of the alleged deal that Inspector Gregson made with the witness?
It has to be the second music disc, right? But I don't know if I should present the music box or the disc itself. I'm going to go with the music box disc.
Take that!
Inspector Gregson. Besides this murder, is it not true that you've been working on another very important case?
What? What are you getting at now, Sunshine?
Is it possible that this other top secret case is what's alluded to in this newspaper article here? The classified secrets being leaked overseas from the Ministry of Justice.
Ow! Now, bleeding Nora, could you?
We discovered during the course of this trial that the music box deposited at Windybanks by Magnus McGilder. A special music box designed to play two discs at once. It would seem very likely now that encoded on the pair of discs that were in McGilder's possession are the leaked classified secrets. So I put it to you, Inspector, that in order to recover the second of the discs containing those secrets, you covertly made a deal with Mr. Graydon, in which you exchanged the discs for details of the case.
You little...
Order! 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 Por favor. Order, please.
On the day of the incident, when we met you at Windybanks, you said this.
I'll be taking out whatever it is for McGilded's down to the yard. Thank you very much. So hand it over.
No, don't! Don't give it to him! It's mine, that is mine!
I'm sorry, miss. Anything belonging to McGilded has been taken in as evidence now.
Scotland Yard already knew at the time, isn't that right? That Magnus McGilded was involved in the stealing of government secrets.
My orders were: recover the medium used to convey the secrets leaked from the ministry, and do it on the QT. Strictly hash hash.
And that explains why, when I presented this disc as evidence to the court, you objected so heavily, I presume. Because you knew that it contained highly confidential information.
Blimey, not likely. I mean, I wasn't that sure of it myself. I realized there was a possibility, that's all.
Inspector, surely you've not saying that in order to acquire the second of this music box disc, you did indeed reveal confidential details of the crimes into the witness. Do we then abet this man in giving false testimony?
There's no other way that Mr. Graydon could have known of the existence of the peephole. It's the only explanation. A deal that was struck between these two men.
No!
There we go.
Objection!
If, and I stress if, this sobering assertion turns out to be founded in truth, it would mean that the second disc is, as we speak, here in this very courtroom. Wait, what? In this room? How would you possibly make a claim like that? Because Inspector Gregson is a Scotland Yard detective. What?
What's that supposed to mean, eh?
As a seasoned policeman, the inspector will have approached this alleged deal with caution. Certainly, he would not have accepted a gentleman's agreement in this matter. No, he would have insisted on having the article agreed upon in the palm of his hand.
Goodness gracious! And you mean to say Inspector Gregson already has the item in question in his possession. He has the second disc clearly on his person.
Yes!
The defense demands that the inspector is searched at once.
Definitely. We could only have struck a deal with each other when Guinea was testifying before. Even Grexy hasn't moved from the witness stand since.
My lord, please. Order an examination of his personal effects immediately.
Well, Inspector.
This young lad wants to tone down his imagination. He has insulted me and my profession quite enough.
Oof.
However, he will put this matter to bed and dispel any doubts about my involvement. Then I will happily submit to a body search.
What? I'm sorry, but you don't eat chips from a cone like that.
Tell that to him, I guess. He enjoys the taste of ink on his chips.
What? He's going to agree to it?
I presume you're aware of the precipice of which you now teeter, my learned student friend. You've made the most serious allegation against Scotland Yard here.
You pick them out one at a time. Yeah, that's also true.
If, following the search of the inspector's personal effects, no disc is found, you will be deemed unfit for court service. This trial will end, and my country's government will formally demand of yours that you are severely reprimanded. That sounds serious.
Indeed, to have a visiting student make such defamatory remarks about our country's most senior police force is not something Her Majesty government will be able to overlook.
You're just taking a run because you're scared.
The accusation is beyond serious. You must be prepared for grave consequences.
It's true. I can't imagine Gregson would have accepted an gentleman's agreement for something so critical. Disc must have physically changed hands, which means the inspector should have it. But somehow, something doesn't feel quite right here.
Very well, Counsel. You know the implications. So let me ask you one final time.
Yes, my lord.
Do you still persist in formally requesting a search of the inspector's personal effects?
I'm going to say that he only showed him the disc, but then saved it back again. Like, I will give you this after the trial ends. Only once I am free. That is the only thing. Yes, the defense formally demands the search to be conducted.
Well, that's weird.
Don't say you weren't warned. But your typical Nipponese stubbornness may well land you in hot water this time. Perhaps the lesson will do you some good.
Fair enough. I've got nothing to hide.
Very well then.
Wait, did I click the wrong option?
Protection.
Oh, there we go. Oh. And that's the first time in a while. The defense demands a search, but not of Inspector Gregson.
What?
Now, what is all of this? I'm the one you're accusing, aren't I? I thought you wanted to search me. No, Inspector. Not you. Somebody else. What's the meaning of all this, eh? Lost it at last, have you, Sunshine? Of course you have to put up with this nonsense. You're being completely irrational. Be quiet, all of you. Iris?
Rona is doing what Joel told him to do, and having the courage of his convictions. So we just respect that and listen to what he has to say in good faith. Because that's the British way.
Well said, young lady. Indeed, this court is in awe of the defense counsel's conviction, and eagerly awaits his next words.
You what? Now, don't be hasty, my lord. I'm not mistaken about the things I have seen in court today.
I'm fairly sure that I know who has that disc at the moment. There's only one person it can be.
Council, of whom do you request this search now?
To be Graydon. Has to be. It has to be him.
Take that!
Mr. Ashley Graydon, my lord. The defense demands that he be searched at once.
Very well. I presume you will not protest, Mr. Raiden.
Au contraire. And so, a brief body search was carried out by the court bailiff. Why do I feel like I fucked up here? A few short minutes later, it was revealed that Mr. Graydon had nothing unusual on his person at all. Okay.
Well, Council.
Oh, okay, that's it. Yeah, now I remember. He had that fight with Nash. He was secretly putting the evidence in his pocket or something.
Take that!
Off, my lord. Mr. Nash Skulkin.
Well, I never.
Eh? Me?
Very well then. Bailiff. Restrain the witness and conduct a thorough search of his personal effects.
Hold it!
Please, my lord.
Inspector?
Scotland Yard has to object to this search.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Inspector, your objections carry no weight here.
Eh?
In this courtroom, only the prosecution and the defense have the authority to object.
But Lord Van Six.
I have no idea what forces are in play that might influence your actions. But personally, I have no intention of obstructing the course of this trial.
Yeah.
Bailiff, carry out the search.
Meow. Hold on a mo. I don't know nothing. Nothing about no disc. Get it out! Ah.
Here, my lord. In the witness pocket. I found this. Good lord, that's...
Another music box disc.
I don't know nothing about it. Nothing. That is the second music box disc left behind by Magnus McGilder. Is it not, Inspector Gregson? Ugh. Ah! I like the fact that Gregson has unlimited chips. He has like an infinite source of food.
Order! Order! Mr. Skulkin, what have you say to yourself?
Gordon Bennett. I mean, just Gordon Flaming Bennett. I really know nothing about that disc. Honest to God.
Counsel, would you please explain what exactly is going on here? The alleged deal that was struck was between this witness and this detective, no?
Without question, my lord. Did you doubt it? Maybe. Maybe not.
Then, for pity's sake, why on earth was this man in possession of the disc that the inspector traded for information?
Inspector Gregson is a shrewd, calculating man who rarely loses his composure. Why is Gregson so mad he just got the disc? At one particular point in this trial, he exhibited some unusual behavior for a brief moment.
I don't recall. What unusual behavior?
Ah! It was, yes, during my cross-examination of Mr. Graydon. He's also losing his job. Definitely. Might be that. Tell me, Mr. Graydon, when you left the pawnbroker that night, was it by any chance that with the second disc in your jacket pocket? But they're going to play the disc like right now. He won. I admit to nothing of the sort. While Mr. Graydon answered my questions, the inspector appears to have grabbed Nash Skulking by his coat and was shaking him violently.
Yeah, he did all and all. But me noggin was gonna fall out clean off, he did.
And Graydon is going to jail.
I was wishing I had been born as me brother. I was.
And what exactly happened to make the detective attack you like that?
Hang on, I could do. He just suddenly turned and grabbed me the whistle like and started shaking me. Why the place didn't you mention the third gun when we got down to the station? That's what he said. He lit right on me and he called it. Me head's still throbbing now.
The way the detective behaved then was extremely out of character. But looking back now, it must have been that he did it. That was the opportunity Inspector Gregson created for himself, in order to hide the disc.
Well, bless my wig! He hid it?
Ew.
But I'm afraid I failed to comprehend the motive here. If the detective had acquired the disc he was after, why on earth would he then proceed to hide it in another man's pocket? This is a court of law. He could have submitted the item as evidence.
It would appear, my lord, that the inspector was not at liberty to do that.
Why ever not?
As the man himself revealed earlier, his current assignment has some special conditions.
My orders were recover the medium used to convey the secrets leaked from the ministry. And do it on the QT. Strictly hush hush.
My god, is the judge is single or something? Yeah. We literally spoke about this like 5 minutes ago.
Hush hush! A top secret assignment, is it?
As far as we're aware, the information stolen comes from confidential government communications. It would seem that if that information were to be revealed in court as evidence, it would be problematic. Does that sum up the situation, Inspector?
I'm operating under direct orders from the ministry. I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to answer that question.
So, realizing that there was a chance that you may be searched here in court, you took steps to hide the disc you had acquired from the witness.
Oh, does this mean?
You only pretended to attack Mr. Skulking in order to get close enough to him. To slip the second disc into his pocket.
So it was all a pretense? Well now, Inspector Gregson. And you, Mr. Graydon. Are you prepared to admit to the accusation made against all of you of this alleged deal?
Admit to it. Yours truly? Please.
Mr. Graydon.
Clearly our eastern visitor has an uncommonly active imagination. However, there's no proof that I passed that disc on to the Spectre.
Objection!
But then... How do you explain the reason why you knew about the peephole?
I'm under no obligation to explain.
What?
Yes, I lied in my testimony. That I admit. So sentence me accordingly. But that is all I admit. Murder? Leaking government secrets? Taking a deal with the detective. All of it is this young Mr. Man's fancy. I have no idea what any of that is about.
You what?
Well, what about you then, Inspector Gregson? Do you admit to making a deal with Mr. Graydon in order to acquire the disc?
Ladies and gents of the jury, as a Scotland Yard inspector, I will declare this and nothing more. I am acting in the best interest of the country. Whatever I've done, it's been in the name of justice. So, as members of the public of this fine country, I would like to think that justice will be your guiding light when you're making your decisions.
This is quite a quandary indeed. Rarely have I encountered such extraordinary tumultuousness in the concluding of a trial. Nevertheless, in the absence of any further evidence to be presented, I believe it is time that we put the matter to the jury for their final leanings.
Well now, as fellow servant of the Queen and country, I must say I sympathize with the old inspector.
Yes, he's a dependable man, I'm quite sure. In service, one becomes a good judge of character.
Even crossing your eyes doesn't help when it comes to looking at this case. It's all blurred to me.
Well, as a fellow professional, I would like to put my faith in the detective, really.
Gaydon is highly skilled operator, stop. Currently in presence of idol, stop.
Detective has very much trust in Ice. More than this, I cannot say.
I don't believe it. These 6 euros are... They're going to believe Gregson. If they declare that decision now.
Kenny going to be found guilty?
If I don't manage to produce some definitive evidence right now, then we're going to lose. And there's some proof that Graydon killed Mr. Windybank, or stole those government secrets, or some evidence to force Gregson into admitting that he struck a deal with the witness.
Well then, Counsel. I think it's time I impose on the jurors to declare the final decisions, no? That is, unless you have some compelling evidence you have thus far not presented to the court.
Wait, no, not this one. We have presented everything. We don't have nothing left except the story of Iris, but like, what is that going to help us about? I let the judge call on the jurors to announce their leanings. Gina will be found guilty.
But there's no choice then, Bruno. You have to throw some more evidence at them.
This is now. It all comes down to this. Who do I present evidence against? Gregson or Graydon? Ah. I'm going to be honest, I don't have... I don't know what to do. I have no idea what to do. I mean, we obviously cannot leave it to the jurors. Like, they're just going to stay guilty and all that. What to do? What to do? What to do? Maybe... I really am thinking, perhaps press Gregson by threatening him to play both discs? Probably, maybe, but like, I don't know if that's going to work that then. We don't have anything against Graydon. We don't have anything against Graydon. Like, we don't know when he stole the documents. We don't know at what moment the discs left his hand. We don't know even if he even shot. Well, I mean, we don't have any way to prove it. That's what I mean. But we can maybe... let's just try it with Gregson.
Inspector Gregson, there is one final piece of evidence I would like you to see. Eh? What's that then? If you refuse to acknowledge that you did in fact strike a deal with the witness here today, then you leave us no choice but to examine this piece of evidence thoroughly. Well, come on. This is my last chance. It looks like I'm going to have to force his hand here. Is it the story? My final piece of evidence to get this detective to admit that, to the deal he clearly struck with Graydon. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be either the music box or the story for some reason. Let's try it with the music box first. And then probably we can, if it's failed, we can go with the story. Alright, I'm just saving just in case. Let's do it.
Is that Mr. McGill's peculiar music box, Counsel?
Yes, with a disc already in place, ready to play. Thinks perhaps now would be a good time to listen to the sound produced by the music box again. Only this time, with the second disc we've just discovered, set in place as well.
Goodness, this disc, Counsel?
No! Oh wait! I can't let you do that. Why not? Because, well, because it's got nothing to do with this case. That's why.
Objection.
Not true, Inspector. The defense has already proposed that the sounds heard by the court earlier on this music box were a part of a Morse code message. We know that Morse code comprises of two distinct tones. The defense believes that the second disc contains the second tone needed to complete the message. And now we have a chance to confirm that theory. Oh, we're crying out loud, Sunshine. We're talking about state secrets here. If you violate the whole courtroom here confidential information like that, it's treason. Then do you admit the charge? That in order to protect those state secrets, you engage in unlawful dealings with the witness? You are mad. If you let that secret information out into the public domain, you will be making an enemy of the entire British government, you idiot.
Objection.
Let's not forget, Inspector, that you, a Scotland Yard officer, leaked confidential case details to a witness. That you continue to lie to the court, and all because by fair means or foul, you're determined to do your duty. Well, by fair means or foul, I'm prepared to do mine. Don't you dare. I will stop at nothing to protect my client. I don't care who I make an enemy of. My lord, if you please. Van Six is like starting to respect us, I think. The court must hear the sounds made by that music box. Come on, Van Six, for Pete's sake, stop him!
Objection.
Ooh, that's the boot. Inspector, you should know my methods by now. I'm a prosecutor. I'm no Scotland Yard puppet. Ah. In this courtroom, my duty is to the law. So let me propose a toast to uncovering the truth by fair means or foul. No!
Very well, the defense stands here, and that of the prosecution has been made very clear, I feel. Therefore, in accordance with the defense's request, the court will now listen to as this music box is set in operation once more. This time, with the second disc in place, and both discs playing simultaneously. Oh, listen to that. It's unmistakable now.
It's Morse code.
Alright, I need it. Whatever you want, but for the love of God, shut that blooming box up! Let me ask you again then, Inspector Gregson. Did you, or did you not, break a deal with the witness next to you in the stand, Mr. Ashley Graydon?
Specifically, did you furnish the witness with confidential case details in exchange for this music box disc? Did you reveal the existence of the peephole in the pawnbroker storeroom door, Inspector?
I did.
Stop! Oh, what are you... what are you doing?
I forgot what voice Graydon does.
What are you doing, man?
It's all exactly like the young Eastern lawyer said. When the trial resumed after the recess, and we were stood here in a stand together. That's when he approached me with the deal.
Shut up, you imbecile!
Shut up!
Psst, you there? You're the detective who turned up at the pawnbroker the other day, aren't you? I may have something you're looking for, Inspector. With me at this very moment. So how about the trade? I suggest you accept. For information that may make certain individuals uncomfortable will soon become very public indeed.
I couldn't let that information become public knowledge. Not under any circumstances. But I accepted this man's proposal and told him details about the case that should have put him in the clear. The peephole in the storeroom door, and the bloodstains on the overcoat. By giving false testimony, this witness intended to have the defendant wrongly accused of murder. Inspector, you knew that. Yet you still revealed those details to facilitate the witness perjury. I did. But then it turned out that people had only been made that night, after the incident took place. Calendar wasn't aware of that, if I'm perfectly honest. Well, Mr. Graydon, what do you have to say for yourself? There's nothing and no one left for you to be behind. You struck a deal with the inspector in order to escape conviction of a very serious crime. Namely this. You are the third intruder who broke into the pawnbroker on the night in question. And you perpetrated the murder of the proprietor, Mr. Pop Windybank. You... Toma! Traitor! Oh my god. Oh, someone stop that man. Someone stop that man.
Bailiff!
Someone stop that man.
Bailiff! Restrain that man! At once!
That's it then. It's all over.
I despise my life growing up. Those slums are vile places. I was cursed from birth. Born into poverty, the son of a penniless artisan. My parents did nothing but quarrel all day long. What little money they had was never spent on me. So I set about studying, to better myself, to one day escape from that hellhole.
And you eventually became a communications officer. I admire your determination.
But then you decide to try to sell government secrets? Why?
Isn't it obvious? Because I wanted money. Even now, years later, the nightmares of my life in the slums wake me in the small hours. I wanted to drown them out, with more money than anyone who lived in that squalor could ever imagine.
Then one day, I met him. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Oh my god, the voice of McGilded. You're explaining with a square talent. So you are. I have money to throw your way if you're interested. All you need to do, go along with me, little plan now. I was to steal the Ministry's telegraphic message logs, and McGilded would buy them for a handsome sum. As I was responsible for inspections of the Ministry's communications office, it was a simple enough task. The lure of the devil's sufferings. How easy it is to succumb.
But you must surely have realized the seriousness of the crime you were committing.
And for that reason, I took great lengths to ensure that my actions were untraceable. By using the music box. My father was a brickmaker, though my mother divorced him when I was still a child. Yes, Mr. Mason Milverton. That's right. He was very skilled with his hands. He had once been a music box maker's apprentice. I imagined his skills would be sufficient to create a machine that could generate Morse code. So I sought out my father again, to employ his services. It was the first time I had seen him since I left the slums 10 years earlier. Look at you, Ashley. What a fine gent you become, eh? He was a different man than the one in my memory. A thin, frail old man. But poverty had never broken him, never corrupted him like it had me. I was sure that he wouldn't help me. I told him the real reason. So I made up a story. I've got some work for you, father. I need some music box discs made. Music box discs, eh? A musician friend of mine has written some music he wants to sell to the public. I brought the score with me. There are two, actually. I'd be delighted, son. It's been 20 years since I did any work like this, though. Where's my tools, would you? They're in the loft. That's how I had him make the two discs. Thereby splitting the information in two. You were taking considerable precautions, then, indeed. It was to protect myself as much as anything. It meant that I could deal with McGilded in two separate transactions. The first involved the thirst of the two discs, and the music box for playing them. I exchanged them with McGilded for 10 guineas. Then, on receipt of the second disc, he would pay 1,000 guineas. So, what happened on the Omnibus 2 months ago? Was the second part of a deal? The exchange of the second disc? Yes. I had sold the man information that way a number of times already. But it seems he became reluctant to part with his money.
But that doesn't quite make sense, Mr. Graydon. For why was it on the Omnibus 2 months ago? Your father, Mr. Milverton, was the one dealing with Mr. McGilded and not yourself.
And I received 1,000 guineas after my first completed dealings with McGilded. I decided to give 200 to my father for his troubles. But my father realized something was amiss. In time, he worked out that I must be involved in something dubious. What he said to me, and what he did, he said to me. Next time there's an exchange, you will let your old man do it, understand? Otherwise, I won't take your money anymore. That was my father's way of dealing with it, I suppose. Climb into the omnibus, hand over the second disc, and take the money from McGilded. That's it. He had no idea what was actually in the discs I had asked him to make. He never knew. Just like I will never know why everything went so horribly wrong that night. All I know is that the disc was taken from him, and he never returned home. It was only then that I found out what sort of a monster McGilded really was. So after 10 years of not once uttering it, I swore on my father's name. To exact revenge.
Revenge?
As anyone with even the remotest knowledge of the event will no doubt be able to imagine. A guild that brought all his wealth and influence to bear in the most despicable of ways. To crush any semblance of justice in his trial. The crime scene was tampered with, evidence was fixed, and the witnesses were bribed. That trial 2 months ago was a farce from start to finish. My feet had barely touched British soil back then, and I walked into that hornet's nest, completely unaware of the sinister background to it all. I had made plenty of money out of my dealings with my gilded by then. I spared nothing in my arrangements 2 months ago. I knew exactly who to hire. If you're willing to pay the price, there are people in this city willing to do anything you ask.
Van Six pouring his wine like it's popcorn. This is getting... Yeah, how is Van Six not drunk by this point? This is getting juicy.
My gilded himself had shown me that.
Are you saying that?
I think you have the picture now. After he twisted everything to his favor in this courtroom to ensure that he walked free, I took matters into my own hands and delivered the justice that monster deserved. That tragic accident following the trial here 2 months ago was planned and executed by yours truly.
Gilded's death that day was caused by this man.
Everything is ready, sir. If you would like to follow me into the courtroom. What's this, officer? It's true that I was led to believe. I hope it's no inconvenience, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. It's time for the inspection. We're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself.
So that policeman who came to tell McGilde that he could examine the omnibus again.
That's right. An impostor hired by me.
A sassy impostor, no.
McGilde used his wealth to manipulate the trial. He paid people to adulterate the omnibus with all manner of false evidence. He threatened witnesses to lie in their testimony. I gave the man a taste of his own medicine. Once the omnibus was doused in paraffin, one of my sham policemen ushered McGilde inside and sent him on a one-way journey to hell. An eye for an eye. That's how I avenged my father's death.
A spine-chilling account indeed.
But that wasn't the end of it for me. There was a loose end, you see.
A loose end?
Yes, I should think it's obvious. Second disc, which my father had taken to exchange with McGilde.
Ah, yes. There was indeed no mention of it in the man's trial 2 months ago. Clearly because it had been removed from the scene of the crime.
When I realized it was missing, I remembered something. Something for the first time I had dealt with McGilde. This is the first of the 2 discs, and the music box you need to play them.
Well, look at that now. What an ingenious little invention. Well then, as promised, 10 guineas for ye, young man.
Oh, what's this? Windybank's pawnbroker?
Aye, it's a pawnbrokery ticket, so it is. You can use it to redeem an article I've deposited there for ye. There's no need to give a name. Just hand over the ticket and tell the fiend the watchword. I put a jewel in pawn for you. It will fetch a good 10 guineas if you sell it, so it will.
I've never heard... no. I've never heard of a pawnbrokery being used in quite that way before.
Have you not, Mr. Graydon? London's pawnbrokeries are very useful places, you know. Each one is like an extremely secure vault.
So I knew that if he had taken steps to hide the disc, it would be in that pawnbrokery somewhere. And that on the night he killed my father, he must have entrusted the ticket to someone. Yes, to Gina. I remember now that when we first met you at the Windybanks that afternoon 2 days ago, that description of Miss Lestrade written down. How did you know who you were looking for? From the trial, that pickpocket's testimony was clearly peculiar. Anyone could see that. I realized immediately that she was another of McGilda's pawns, that he must have threatened her somehow. I was fairly convinced it would be her who had the ticket. So I started to make some inquiries. I had a strong suspicion the girl would come out of the woodwork on the redemption deadline. And he was absolutely right. And yes, sure enough, she did. All I needed to do was wait until the girl went to Windybanks to redeem the tickets. But unfortunately, I redeemed only McGilda's coat, and the one disc that was in his pocket. The only important music box with the second disc inside was missing. Because it had already been forfeited 2 days earlier. But I was unaware of that fact. Had it not been, I could have avoided my nighttime excursion. Meanwhile, as our investigation into the stolen garment series was progressing, I had picked up on the fact that McGilda was involved. Inspector, you have recovered fast. Our orders were to recover the stolen information as quickly as possible. So we started gathering the fella's positions and examining whatever we could lay our hands on. We had a full-scale investigation going on at the yard, but we had to keep it as quiet as we could. Then, when the inspector here took the disc from me in the pawnbrokery that day, I became nervous. I was sure the music box and the second disc were still there in the shop somewhere. I knew there was a race against time. I had to find those articles before the police did. So that's what prompted you to break into the place that same night. With the help of your old friends, the Skulking Brothers. What happened that night in the pawnbrokery? I can only describe as a nightmare. While Nash and Ringo were searching the counter, I had located the music box I had sold to McGilda on the shelves of forfeited articles. And the second disc was inside. Yes, I slipped into my pocket with a very deep sigh of relief. But then, something entirely unexpected happened. What are you doing in my shop? A gunshot rang out in the shop. I felt a sharp pain in my left arm. The broker fired his gun, and the bullet pierced your limb. Yes, exactly. But unfortunately, I had decided to bring my own gun with me that night, just in case. Before I knew what was happening, I had fired back. The man had already turned to flee. I hadn't intended to fire in his direction, much less kill him. But unfortunately for both of us, the bullet hit home. It struck him in the middle of his back as he fled through the storeroom door for refuge.
A sorry tale. It all took place in the blink of an eye.
I don't imagine Nash and Ringo even realized what had happened at first. I was terrified, so I fled. And that's the whole story. That's everything that happened at Windybanks on that wretched night. It has been one long trial to get through to here. Earlier, you called McGilda a monster, a man who used his wealth and influence to distort the path and escape justice for the crime of murder. But tragic irony, for what you have done, is exactly the same.
You've become the very monster you saw, and despise so deeply in McGilded. This man is a whole menace and a half. Yeah. Yes, I think I have.
Well, this has been a long and exhausting trial. However, it would seem that at last we have arrived at the truth. Inspector Gregson, what of Mr. Ashley Graydon?
It's been restrained, my lord, and it's been escorted to the yard. Maybe because he's Jack the Ripper too. Wouldn't be surprised. He'll be charged with the murder of Mr. Windybank, and the stealing of government secrets. And the murder of McGilded, right? You wouldn't forget something so important, Inspector.
Very good. And you, Inspector. Regrettably, you will have to face charges yourself.
Yes, my lord, of course. It transpires that you were complicit in helping a criminal escape justice. That fact remains, whether or not you were doing so in the line of duty. The crime is a serious one, Inspector, and inexcusable.
Now to the defendant, Miss Kina Lestrade.
Oh yeah.
It is time for the final adjudication. Is the jury ready, Mr. Foreman?
Yes, sir. Cadet Squadron standing by, sir. It is really it now. The last push, the final call, the finishing whistle. My men are ready to deliver their verdicts.
Poor fella face. Yeah, poor Gregson.
Thank you, Mr. Foreman. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You will now declare your final decisions to the court.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Oh, my god.
Stop. I'm off the hook. Finally, Bruno, you managed to do it.
Finally is the word. I really wasn't sure if we would come out on top for a while there.
Disney was right. You are the best player in the world.
Miss Lestrade, I am not finished with you yet.
Eh? What? What are you looking at me like that for?
Before you start enjoying your freedom, there are certain other crimes to consider.
Eh?
2 months ago, in my courtroom no less, you gave false testimony, did you not? And in relation to the trial today, not only did you unlawfully enter Windybank's pawnbrokery, you also attempted to abscond with Mr. McGilded's property, it seems.
Eh? I've never done nothing of the sort.
Of course not. Not like you were gleefully wearing Miss McGilded's coat in your cell yesterday or anything.
Oh, and that's when I was getting excited about throwing a party for Kinney this evening.
And turning our attention to the offense. Determining that, when played together, the music box disc contained a message in Morse code was... Well, it was certainly a most unexpected revelation, Counsel.
Quite so, my lord. The prosecution was caught entirely off guard. In fact, I think we should applaud my learned friends' courage here today. I'll propose a toast to demanding that government secrets be disseminated before the entire courtroom. Very sorry about that. It was the only way that I could get Inspector Gregson to admit that what he had done, so... If... Let me say something on that point. Isn't that...
It's, about the sounds produced by the music box before. I do wonder. That was really Morse code at all.
My god, all of them are guilty of something. What? What are you saying, madam?
Oh well. It's just that I'm really rather fanatical when it comes to Morse code, you see. So much so that the whole world seems to be covered in dots and dashes to me, in fact.
Goodness, madam. An unhealthy level of obsession one feels.
But I must say that in my opinion, Sounds produced by those 2 discs were nothing more than that. A meaningless series of 2 different tones.
What? Can that really be? It wasn't Morse code after all? My lord, the defense would like to listen to the music box again. Are you or you're not? How many times do I have to tell you those discs contain ministerial secrets, Sunshine? This courtroom is not an appropriate forum to discuss the nature of the government communications. We know McGilded conspired to trade national secrets with our enemies. Secrets acquired from Mr. Graydon. Now that the man has admitted to his crimes, we have no need to pursue the matter further. Ugh, that's really going to bother me. Iris is thinking something.
Miss Lestrade.
Yeah, my lord.
That which you have seen that which you have seen today here in this courtroom has been extremely disturbing.
Falsified evidence, intimidation, perjury, a grim catalogue of depravity.
An appalling experience to befall any child.
Come on, ain't nothing I don't see most days in the backslums. Maybe she made a copy of the second disc. Maybe it was a false disc, or maybe something else entirely. Or maybe it has to be played backwards, I don't know.
I beg your pardon.
You're weak. You pay for it. That's how whole life goes. Ina. But look, I reckon I've worked something out today. The world ain't fair. But you want it to change? You've gotta start at some. At home. You've gotta change how you are yourself.
Well, that's a very laudable lesson, I would say. I eagerly look forward to the born-again Miss Lestrade, never gracing my courtroom with her presence again. Oh, with regards to the murder of Mr. Bob Windybank, proprietor of the pawnbrokery business on Baker Street, I hereby declare the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, not guilty.
Oh, we did it. It's finally over. Oh my god. There you go.
That is all. Court is adjourned.
Nah, we're not leaving just yet. On a personal note, must say you have surprised me, my far eastern friend. Oh! Despite being a Nipponese, you spoke through the pretense to the malice that festered within that Englishman. At the same time, go through the grind to the surprising heart of your English client. You have a curious talent for judging character, especially considering our very different cultures. I don't think there's anything curious about it. Whether we're from the Empire of Great Britain or the Empire of Japan, we're all human beings. We're not so very different on the inside. You know, I took this case for one very simple reason. To lock swords with you once again here in the courtroom. You did? When I encountered you for the first time 2 months ago, it reminded me of toasting friendship and trust with another Nipponese, only to find my trust betrayed. Oh? Through you, I hope to look into the eyes of the man I once knew, and try to understand. You mentioned something similar earlier today, about total betrayal at the hands of the Japanese. What happened exactly? Well, you may ask. And one day, when the time comes, you will learn the answer, whether you like it or not.
Alright. Then I will wait for that day, if I must. Coming to be known as the Reaper of the Bailey, in my retirement from service 5 years ago. It gives me cause to wonder if our meeting has some deeper purpose. So, farewell, my learned Nipponese fellow, until we meet again. Two lawyers standing in a courtroom, 10 feet apart because they're not gay. Nah, I don't think so. Nah, no way. Just kidding. Nah. 20th of April, 5:24 p.m. The Old Bailey's Defendant's Antechamber. Stop breaking your glasses! He literally has a full collection at home, Blue Parrot, don't worry. It's done. It's over at last. But... where Cyrus disappeared to? Ah! Congratulations, Gina! I knew it all along. I knew that you were innocent.
Well, I what you said, Mr. Naruhodo.
But 6, I will keep freaking out. And yeah, he's also wasting wine. You can talk to him about it. Later.
You believed in me, right up to the end. You're as old as your name.
What is thought about it? I told you I had faith in you, didn't I?
I went to several classes before BC. With the promise, I mean. Properly.
That's awful.
I figured something out today. All my life, growing up in the slums, I've never trusted no one. But that's just because I've been scared of being stabbed in the back. I mean, the more you trust someone, the more it hurts when they let you down.
Yes. I think I can understand that. After all, I had a taste of it in that trial 2 months ago. I chose to trust someone and paid for it. That betrayal left a big scar. You know though, Regina, I worked something out quite recently too. Trusting in someone else is really an exercise in learning to trust yourself. When your gut tells you it's the right thing to do, and your trust is rewarded. There's no better feeling in the world. I think I have you to thank for for reminding me of that valuable lesson.
Oh, well, if you say so, that don't make a lot of sense to me though.
I'm trying to say that putting my faith in you, Gina, has been a real pleasure.
For crying out loud, pack it in. But I suppose I should have feel the same way. I mean, sometimes I see someone else is, you know, alright.
Thanks. This is the way I see it, Ryunosuke. Defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. After this experience, I'm starting to feel like I understand what you mean. Kazuma, am I living up to your expectations? Am I turning out to be the lawyer you believed I could be? Pardon the interruption.
But what the deuce does a man have to do to be noticed around here, my dear fellow?
Ah, that voice! He's back in costume again!
It's too late for that voice now, Mr. Naruhodo. I've been standing here patiently in the corner of the room for an eternity. Yes, it was me all along, I would have said when you finally noticed me. But you people, with your incessant babbling. Mr. Sholmes! Yes, it was me all along. You see? He really just wants to be the center of attention. I would assume you have been taken back to the hospital, to be honest. And there I was, but I managed to escape to escape again. Okay, so you didn't leave the hospital, you escaped it. Twice.
Oh, I happen to be aware of one or two foibles of the doctor who was tending to me. I merely made my knowledge on them known to the man, and he happily issued me with a leave of absence. How very above board. You gotta love him. But enough of my adventures. That was a fine victory, Mr. Nervo. Your tireless efforts justly rewarded, I feel. Congratulations are in order. As a close friend, I tip my hat to you, at you. Oh, thank you. He's going to collapse again. I am going to see it coming. What a great detective you are. Without being colonized, maybe. Have I irked you in some way, Mr. Strade? When you've been having us losing your nights of bed, we must have been fighting for our lives. Ah, well. That bullet did cause me to lose a substantial amount of blood, it's true. So I have indeed been feeling somewhat cold. Not perhaps as cold as ice, but, well, have a feel. Could you take your hands off my neck, please, Mr. Jones? He's just strangling on Rionosuke. He's like, here, so you can feel my hands here. You're like my mom. She once left the hospital days before she was supposed to and had to be brought back because her symptoms came back. Oh my god, he's my mom. Oh no. And in some way, I suppose, congratulations are in order for you too, Mr. Strade. What's that supposed to mean? Why so half-hearted? Well, naturally, it isn't my intention to alarm you, but... An acquittal in a trial with that particular prosecutor is perhaps a little... precarious. Well done, Mr. Soms. Not alarming in the slightest. Señor Soms, suélteme el brazo. Señor Soms, suélteme el cuello. Me estoy ahogando. Oh, the Reaper, you mean? Because anyone who's found not guilty in the trial was working on winds up death anyway. Is that it? The very point I was trying to make. As exemplified by the fate of Mr. McGilden, in fact. Ah, well, of course. I pay no attention to such irrational drivel myself. Yeah, well, it don't bother me. Oh, really? Of course not. The way I see it, there was a bit like him upstairs. Him upstairs? You mean like God? Don't worry, my mom is fine. Dumb, but fine. Yeah, him upstairs knows what's what, right? It's what people are like on the inside. You won't have got the wrong end of the stick. There's some guffs like that, Bogtrotter, but are rotten to the core. At the end of the day, the upstairs make sure they get what they deserve. I suppose that's one way of looking at it. Fine justice is one thing, though. The Reaper taking matters into his own hands and claiming lives is another. Well, I ain't like the Mr. McGildeds of this world. So I ain't scared. I got principles, see. It's right in you which is to be admired, Mr. Strade. Oi, let's give me the rest alright. As I was saying, congratulations are in order. The news of your acquittal was very welcome news to me indeed. Let me express my heartfelt congratulations, Gina. Well,
There you are, Harley. How long have you been here?
I knew it was her.
Honestly, I went to the main entrance specially to meet you there.
Ah, Iris, my dear. I do apologize. But wait until I tell you what happened. This pair made utter fools of themselves.
What happened?
As you know, I have a penchant for these guys. Yeah, we all know that already. I was hiding in this room just as a bailiff. But these dogs didn't notice my presence at all. They had no idea. Can you imagine, Iris? Would you credit it?
I'm not sure, really.
I beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, Harley, but you don't just have the weighty presence you seem to think you have. In fact, you really ought to be careful about that. You're going to land you in trouble one day.
No. I'll be careful. Oh, poor soul. Ouch.
Anyway, it's such a shame. I was so hoping to throw a party for Kenny tonight. But you won't be able to come, will you?
Don't look like I'm going to be Don't look like I'm going to be going nowhere for a while. I heard the judge sputter. I got stuff to make amends for, apparently. All them offenses. What was again? Working and entering? Checking the box for the stuff, what was in luck, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Yes, I think you will find out basically. Being a pickpocket is the main offense. What the minute in an offense? It's a job, isn't it? I don't think so. Well, it has got me thinking all this. I should start looking for another line of work. I mean, you didn't start off as a lawyer, did ya, Odo? Well, no. But I was never a pickpocket. Well, anyway, I reckon I could make a change. I'm gonna do something for all them not like me, on the slums. Something that makes a difference for them. Nice. Good for you, Gina.
It's a wonderful idea, Ginny. And I'm sure you can do it. What is it?
Oh, she's crying. Miss Gina Lestrade. The prison carriage has arrived, ma'am. Come with me to the rear gate at once. Right. Well, looks like I'm off then. Yes. Goodbye, Gina. And good luck. Come on, show me that smile. Gina, no! Game, no! Although... Yes? Oh god, she's going to kill us after all. Ah! What was that for? I don't know, I mean... I don't know what to say, so... Ah, indeed. Perhaps the situation called for a phrase here too. Missing from your vocabulary, Miss Lestrade. Eh? For occasions such as this? I will recommend a simple thank you.
Oh. Oh yeah, it's good advice, Ginny.
Right, I see. Well... Oh, dear me. Thanks, Hodo. Oh, that smile. Thank you for everything what you've done. For believing in me. Not at all. In fact, that should be my line. Thank you, Gina. I hope we get to see Gina again. Well, there's. Don't say anything, Laya, by the way. I'm just saying out loud. I don't want to know if she comes back or not. I just say like I would really like her to come back. Well, there she goes. I wonder if I will ever see her again. Well, quite the indomitable pig purse.
Oh, I nearly forgot. I put a paper outside. A special edition. And this story is all over the front page. Pickpockets proving innocence proven. Isn't it wonderful?
You should have shown it to Gina, Iris. She would have been thrilled.
Oh no! How silly of me. Ah, but anyway. Would you like the good news or the bad news?
Ugh, not again.
Well, what did you say, Bruno? Curly?
As usual, I would rather get the bad news out of the way first. Absolutely not. I have no intention of listening to anything but good news.
And there you have it. How people answer the questions is a lot about them, doesn't it?
Let's not go there.
Alright then, hey, let's start with the good news this time. The rain has finally stopped. It was a record level of rainfall after all, apparently.
Well, that is good news indeed. We can journey back in greater comfort. Alright then, what's the bad news?
The heat has left the seas very choppy. The channel in particular is awful. So, ceilings out of the Dover have been released by a day or more.
Wait, Dover?
That's right. You've head to the station immediately. We may still make it in time for the waves to see off.
But there won't be a train, surely. We couldn't be that lucky.
Who do you think I am, Mr. Naruhodo? Who the hell do you think I am?
Mr. Sholmes?
I rushed to Victoria Station earlier and made arrangements for a special express. If we hurry now, we shall be there in time for dinner. And I know of a fine restaurant that serves the most delicious baked soap.
I don't... The great detective does it again.
Indeed he does. I happen to be aware of a number of the rail's transport director's foibles.
What?
I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily laid on the locomotive. Elementary.
So... You threatened him. It's an idea. But it may be wise to stop manipulating people that way.
What are we waiting for then? To London Victoria.
'18th of April, 5:32 a.m. Port of Dover, Wayside. Blackmail with glitter on top.
That took somewhat longer than I had anticipated.
Susie's boat must be about to leave now.
Of course it does. Miss Susato, where are you? Over there, look! It looks like she's reading something.
Hold it!
Miss Susato, wait! What are you doing? It's like she was just about to yeet that book into the ocean.
Mr. Naruhodo, what are you doing here?
We came as soon as we could after the trial. I mean, we heard that sailings were being delayed due to the bad weather, you see.
Oh, I see.
Wait, no, I thought this was,
Then tell me, how did Kina's trial go?
It went well. She was acquitted.
That's wonderful. Really wonderful news.
The book you were about to throw into the sea. It was your encyclopedia of British law, wasn't it?
Oh dear, I was hoping you hadn't seen that. I'm not worthy of practicing law in any way now. So I was saying my final farewell.
You were saying goodbye to law? You, Susato-san?
Would I be correct in assuming? It's because of the people, Miss Susato.
I deliberately altered the scene of a crime. And then I tried to hide the fact. What I did is utterly unforgivable. That reminds me. How did you even come to have this, Susie? On the evening of the incident, Mr. Sholmes had invited Kina to dinner, if you remember. Oh yes, we had a wonderful time. Well, Kina gave us a little introductory lesson, didn't she? To the art of pickpocketing, I mean. Oh, that was so much fun! I stole Runo's armband!
Yes, please don't do that again, Iris. That band's very important to me.
Well, if it's so important, you should pay more attention to it. You didn't notice for ages. Now, I thought it would be fun to see if I could take the cat flapomat. So I put it up my sleeve.
That thing is huge. How did it fit in your sleeve?
Really? And then I really forgot about it. Until I found myself in Mr. Windybank's shop with it later that night.
I see.
And then... Ah! Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes!
Leave me, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right.
After As Mr. Naruhodo had left the shop, I started to think. That door started to play on my mind.
The storeroom door, you mean?
Yes, if Kina was anywhere in the shop, I realized it could be only be behind that door. And at that moment, the little device that I had up my sleeve sprang to mind. I was so worried about Kina, I simply had to know.
So you used the cat flap one to make the peephole in the door.
I've captured a photographic print of the shop. By one of Hurley's red handmade recorders.
Indeed, it was one of the first importance, that point. Precisely when the peephole was made, that information would prove to be Mr. Naruhodo's greatest weapon. Though naturally, without proof, it would have amounted to nothing.
But when I looked through the hole near the door, the sight that met my eyes made my blood run cold. Thoughts started to run through my head, through my mind. I remember that trial 2 months earlier.
The trail of Magnus McGilded.
I thought about how he had manipulated the evidence and arranged false testimony to secure his freedom. It made the British justice system feel very dark and sinister to me. And then a terrible thought occurred to me. What if some wicked criminal was planning to do the same thing now? Because from the appearance of the crime scene, it looked exactly as though Gina had shot Mr. Windybank. Even though I was sure she would never have done such a thing.
We were worried that the true culprit would try to frame her for the crime.
That's right. But then I realized it would be very difficult for anyone to give false testimony in this case.
What do you mean?
Well, the crime appears to have happened behind the door of a locked room. For someone to kill him falsely to have witnessed it, there would have to be a way to see beyond the door. Ah,
Or wait? A peephole would be the very thing.
only the peephole I had made wasn't actually there until after the crime had been committed, of course. The criminal would know that, or it wouldn't make any difference.
But the possibility of a rather ingenious trap was there, was it not? A trap? Is that why she did it?
So, is that why you kept the secret, Susie? Never mentioned that you made the peephole to anyone. Not even to the police. I know. And I knew at the time that what I was doing was wrong. A criminal offense, even. That's why I decided to confide in Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Naruhodo was completely backed into a corner, with no other possible means of escape. The truth about the people could save him. That was my plan.
She really does think of everything. But then... Why didn't you just tell me everything before the trial began? My dear fellow, you're not thinking straight. If she had done that, she would have rendered you complicit in the whole escapade. Ah. You would have been disbarred if you had been seen to have knowingly tampered with the crime scene. So Mr. Sato decided to shoulder the burden of responsibility alone. For your sake, and Miss Lestrade's.
Miss Susato. Truth is, when it happened, I did it because I had lost a little of my faith in the law.
Oh.
I was worried that the right person wouldn't be convicted of the crime. At the moment I allowed myself to think that, the moment I lost my right to call myself a judicial assistant.
What you did isn't comparable to what he did. Raiden is the one who lied in a witness stand, using that peephole as a way to implicate Gina. And besides, if the peephole inconsistency hadn't existed, I'm not at all sure that she would have been acquitted in the end. Mr. Sato, what you did saved Gina's life.
Well, with your kind words, Mr. Naruhodo, you have saved me too. My regrets.
Well, we must all be thankful that Miss Lestrade's freedom has been assured. Yes, exactly. Although some of the loose ends in that trial will continue to play on my mind, I'm sure.
But the revelation that the music box disc contains secret messages, Mr. Naruhodo. But a triumph to work that out. I am full of admiration.
Well, actually, that argument wasn't quite as compelling as I thought it was.
Oh, it wasn't?
There was a communications officer among the jury members, you see. A telegraph operator. And she said that the majority of the sounds on the disc were just meaningless tones. As one would expect. After all, we're all talking about secret government communications. No doubt they were written in cipher to avoid being readily understood, but they have been intercepted. In cipher? I see. So then, we could never have hoped to understand the message anyway. Nonsense, my dear fellow. It's quite a zero-pipe problem, I assure you. A. So. Gi? Asogi. What?
Well, that can't be a real word, can it? How funny. Wait, Aris, what did you just say? Oh, I just said Asogi. That word means something to you.
Means something. That's... Asogi was the name of my best friend.
What?
But how? How do you know that name, Iris?
Everything done on the trail before. When the message was playing on the music box.
She transcribed it on the fly? She really is a genius.
I thought the message probably wouldn't be written out in plain Morse code. So I tried various ways to interpret it. But whenever I tried, the words just didn't seem to make any sense. That is, in English at least. Oh. It suddenly occurred to me, you see. There's more than one Morse code. Not just the English variety. Various countries around the world have altered and added to Morse code. They use it in their own languages.
What the fuck was her boyfriend involved in? I don't believe it. Are you saying?
That's right. I've only actually seen a chart of Japanese Morse code once before. But I think it's based on the Iroha pangram, isn't it?
You mean to say that in Japanese Morse code, the message says Asogi?
Yes, I think so. Sorry, but I don't remember all of the Japanese Morse code. Iris, would you let me see that?
Mitsudato, do you know it? Do you know Japanese Morse code?
Yes, I spent some time studying it. Because I'm quite sure Morse code will become even more important for international communications.
Good night, boys and girls. Oh, you're going to sleep? Good night, Victor. I hope you have a nice rest and a happy 2023. Then, might I recommend, my dear Mera, that you focus your efforts on the English version.
Be that as it may be. Iris, show me the message, please.
We are literally just looking at government secrets right here. Bye, Victor. Have a nice night of rest.
Of course. But what could this possibly mean?
Whatever is in that long sequence of supposedly meaningless dots and dashes. It's made the color drain from Susato-san's face.
There's no doubt that this message is written in Japanese Morse code.
So the British Empire has been using Japanese for its secret communications?
I don't understand the reason why, but... The message appears to be a list of 4 people's names.
4 names?
The first is Kei Asogi.
Kazuma Asogi. Why? Why was his name on that disc? I will eat your pancreas.
The second is A Shin.
Shin? I don't recognize that name.
The third is T Guregu-san.
Gregson? Oh, it would seem Tobias Gregson is the third man on the list. And what's his name doing in a secret government communication as well? Chin is the bone on your lower leg.
The last name.
R Naruhodo? What's the matter, Miss Susato?
It's just so strange. So unexpected. Oh, what is it, Susie? Don't keep us in suspense. Last name is J. Wilson.
Oh. Oh no.
What?
Wilson?
John H. Wilson? I mean, Daddy? It says only J. Wilson, so I'm afraid I can't be sure. Then, after the four names, it reads, if I translate from Japanese, that is all four. And that's the end of the message. Or rather, the end of what you noted down, Iris.
I just can't believe it. Who would have ever thought that those discs contain Japanese Morse code? Not to mention a strange list of some disturbingly familiar names. It would appear that this particular message is a communication of some kind between Great Britain and the Emperor of Japan.
So, Daddy could be in Japan then? Where's Susie and Bruno come from? Oh, well... No, it's not very likely, really, is it? I mean, there are thousands of people with the surname Wilson. And there must be lots of J's among them.
Professor John H. Wilson, in Professor of Medicine at the Imperial Yume University. But we can't tell Iris about that now. We just can't. This is so strange. Somehow, in solving the case of Mr. Windybank's murder today, I feel like I've rolled back a boulder at the mouth of the very dark cave.
I do wonder if perhaps it's a dark cave that we shouldn't go wandering inside.
Honk!
Oh dear, the ship is going to set sail soon.
Yes, it seems so.
I will sail on that same ship, first to the port of Dunkirk in France. Then I will change into a larger passenger vessel, bound for Japan. We're only going then, Susie.
We wish you a safe passage, Miss Susato.
Thank you so much. I wish all of you the very best.
Miss Susato! I had hoped to have you always at my side, to guide me and support me.
Mr. Naruhodo!
Please, come back soon. As far as I'm concerned, you really are the very best judicial assistant in the world.
No!
Oh.
I'm quite sure I'll be back before you know it. Really, Susie? Oh, now don't forget, Iris. I made you a promise I've yet to fulfill. A promise? Of your manuscript.
Oh yes, the Hound of the Baskervilles.
I'll be waiting for you then, Susie. A promise is a promise. Definitely, Iris. Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
you remember the first time we met?
Yes, of course. On the SS Buria, when I was dragged out from that wardrobe, still half asleep. If I remember rightly, you threw me half awake across the cameo with a Susato takedown.
You know very well that I'm talking about after that. It's strange, but being thrown together as we were in that case, I somehow felt straight away that you were the perfect person to continue Kazuma-sama's great legacy.
Miss Susato,
And my instincts were right.
I really want to believe. No, I'm sure that I will be back soon. Farewell until then.
Somehow we seem to have come to the end of the adventures of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Or the first volume, at least.
Even the cat is there.
Looking back now, it feels as though fate has led me on this journey. Fate led me to becoming a lawyer, to traveling halfway around the world, to meeting the great detective. I'm sure there'll be trials and tribulations ahead. Of course there will. But whatever happens, I know I'll be able to turn my fortunes around. After all, I have the greatest friends in the world on my side.
Find the anime protagonist on the Growth Challenge. Easy. Oh.
Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, Mr. Sholmes?
I have some rather awkward news. The railway company has decided to sue over the Special Express train, apparently. Sholmes! Huh?
It was such a commotion on the line. All the other trains had to wait at the stations.
But really, we would never have made it to Dover in time otherwise. Anyway, I explained everything and how it was all your fault.
This guy. Oh, we're going to have the greatest emotional goodbye. He plays the song on his fucking violin, and then says, "Oh yeah, I'm going to blame you for all of this. Fuck you." I have the greatest friends in the world. Not any longer. Huh? Huh?
I believe a formal complaint should be delivered to your office tomorrow. But not to worry, my dear fellow. According to Miss Susato.
Yourself in court.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
It's alright. I'm perfectly happy to testify. You've really look like the sort of man who would do something so outrageous. See?
Mr. Sholmes?
Yes?
Your word, if you don't mind.
Why, certainly. Any word you like. But away at, my dear fellow.
Oh yes, I love Bruno's words, and I know just the one he will use here.
Then, I really must say,
Objection!
and that's it. That's the first half. It's the first game actually of the biology, the duology.
In the following weeks, hundreds of music boxes arrived at Baker Street from all over Europe. Something was afoot, though it transpired I had ordered them all myself. To advertise them without sale was used by Mr. Sholmes to solve an important case. And the money I've earned? Consulting detective work pays a pittance by comparison.
A fucking menace.
I haven't slept a wink. This manuscript is due tomorrow now. When I'm this busy, Rolly usually cooks me breakfast. Well, cooks is an overstatement. For some dry toast and insipid coffee. I do miss Susie and her lovely Japanese breakfast.
Fucking amazing.
Oh Witness, your testimony is riddled with contradictions.
Exactly. I really do rather Coban's coins right are under rare stakes themselves.
But I don't know, sir. Noski's father is an innocent man. Why are you calling my son a liar? Witnesses, my courtroom is no place for your petty arguments.
Are we going through all of them? Oh god, I don't remember the voices for the second trial. Having delivered the Russian dancer to shore in Shanghai, I laid low on the steamship for a while. But last night, I apprehended an extremely suspicious Japanese national on board.
I done nothing wrong. All I did was give Wagaki's offspring refuge in my pocket. A man brings some kittens on board and suddenly he's a hardened criminal. It's not fair.
Oh, Wagakai has some kittens. Oh, that's cute. Scientific investigations will be a gold standard for policing in the new age. I dreamed of a world governed by the tenets of order and discipline. Like a great clock in fact, whose hundreds of parts merge together in perfect unison. Now, if you will excuse me, I have about 2 minutes but 37 seconds until my next appointment. Yeah, this game is going to be the bad guy next game. Like, I know it.
The latest Rats magazine is out. In a minute again. Never I say in that one line he wrote now. I get standing ovation. Wanna hear it? Not bad, I suppose. But an amateur. Your ladyship puts me to shame.
These are such lovely credits, I love them.
Be visiting the old girl on a daily basis, of course. Joni, my old jailbird. I say, battling with those bally stars every day has won wonders for the dicky pack. I do rather well with the housework too. Got this maid business taped up, I would say. Hope the gossiping neighbors don't realize the man of the house is his own maid.
I really need to expand my manly voices. Oh, these two.
My role is back on the beat again. All thanks to the Reaper.
There's nothing I enjoy more these days than hunting out small change in the gutter. I'm a better Bobby now, looking out for Londoners, their job pennies, and my lovely wife.
Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly.
Looks like I'm gonna be doing time for a bit now. But Iris comes every day for a natter. Ain't it too boring? Never going on about all them cases what Schultz is looking into. Criminal investigations are kind of interesting when you get into them. What an MVP, Gina. I love her so much. Oh my god, it's almost 1 AM. Yes, I renounced my upbringing and chose a life of sophisticated crime. But regrets? Please.
Give over it, bruv. That ain't the ass we used to know.
We got time here to plan the comeback of Miltwell's skulking Micron, right?
The three musky Watsies. Milking the neighborhood for all it's worth. Look at them posing. He's becoming a detective. She's switching sides. Maybe she will become a detective. Ah, that would be nice too. Yeah, because she's Lestrade, and the original Lestrade in Sherlock Holmes is a detective. Maybe that's what will happen to her in the second game at least.
This past 6 months has been a time I shall remember forevermore. Painful goodbyes and wonderful encounters. I've come to realize that's what life is all about. Naruto-san, I promise. Your assistant will return to you one day. For now, I leave you with many memories. A heartfelt wish. That life will treat you well.
¿Kojima? ¿Es Kojima? ¿Nuestro Kojima? ¿Or Kojima? Oh. Look at them. What the fuck? What? What? Shot turnies walking together, less than 5 feet apart because they're both gay. Thank you, voice actors. What the fuck? These grades are so good. Are they going to walk through all of the cases? Is Kazuma going to disappear in the second case? Don't do this to me. Oh, that lady. Is Kazuma going to die while walking? He's going to vanish into ether, don't worry. To believe that if I had just only played 3 hours more yesterday, I would have added this to 2022. But it's a fitting start for 2023. To be like this. Kazuma, you are walking past your own murder. Oh no. No, don't stop. No! I like the implication that stopping means that you are dead. Everyone, all of these characters are dead. And now she's going to give it to Ryunosuke. They really didn't have to do this credit scene, but they're like so well done and full of love and for the characters. I love it. There he goes. There he goes. That's our boy. Oh my god, he was a short menace. McGilded was quite short. There he is, there's our fucker. There's our slut. Wait, is Susato-san staying behind? No, Susato-san. Oh, this is just lovely. Is the cat going to start working with us? Please let the cat start working with us. No! Come back, Wagahai. Come back. Ah, there goes Iris. there's just a shot of Band 6 with his leg up on the stand. in the background of all of this. He's literally doing a JoJo poster. I can get the picture for all of you. And I feel like Gina is heavily inspired in Yotaro as well. Like there's something about her that just screams Yotaro. Slut. No. I really shouldn't be laughing so loud. It's like 1 a.m. over here. The couple of that little pause at the end. The Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Fin. There I am. I am taking so many pictures of that. And that's it. For today, at least. Let us move. Everyone, that has been the first part of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. The Great Ace Attorney Adventures. It's time to go sleepy, yes. But before that, I'm going to take a 1-month break from streaming because I have finals coming up. And when I return, we're going to continue with part 2 of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Thank you everyone for being here. It's been a fantastic stream and I couldn't be more happy. Now then, let's see if we can rate someone. Actually, thank you, Parrot. Actually, I think I'm just going to leave it at here today. I'm not really in the mood for reading right now, so I will be saying goodbye to all of you right now. Thank you for being here. Bye.